What's up, everybody? I got goods and a couple of beautiful girlies tonight. Let's go. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod. We got a special discussion tonight with goods and a couple of ladies. The number one show in the world for dating. Please make sure to like the video on y'all's way in. Please subscribe. Also, follow us on the podcast Instagram that's linked below. And we're now live to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble and YouTube all at the same time. Go sign up for my new coaching, also linked below, if you're a guy that needs personal help with your dating. And if you want to go show some support on our new Patreon, you can go do that and see some girls getting kicked off. It's pretty awesome. If you want to show some really good support right here on YouTube, you can click the join button right under the video and you become a YouTube member. Get some cool emojis for the live show. You can go check out the shirts on the merch store, and I'm now streaming to all audio platforms as well, guys. So you can go check us out on any of the audio platforms. Make sure to add Instagram right now, though, if you want to go add goods or you want to add one of these two pretty ladies we got for the panel tonight. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Go ahead and why don't you introduce yourself, good, so that everybody knows who you are and where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, man. So you guys remember me from the last time, but I'm going to reintroduce myself. So it's Goods. Call me Goods on IG. Mr. Stylist, Mr. Coach, Mentor, Men's Development, Individual, and Men's Advocate. Here to have another great show, right?
Yeah, let's
Ladies?
fucking go.
I love it.
Yeah, ladies, we'll start right here to my left. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself with your name, your age, your education level. What do you do for work? If you're single or not.
Okay, I'm Alicia, 24, sales for work, and I'm in a relationship.
Okay, it's sales for work. Did you go to college at all?
Oh, just a little bit. I didn't finish, but
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, 24. And thank you for coming back, guys. She's a repeat. So yeah, thank you for coming back.
Yeah.
And then over here we got a new person. What's up, girl? Why
Yes.
don't you give us your name, your age, education level, what you do for work, and your dating status?
Is that all?
Yeah,
Okay.
five different things. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. My name is Amber. I am from Memphis, Tennessee. This is my first time being on the show. Yay. I went to the University of Memphis, got my bachelor's in fine arts and communications,
Nice.
and I work in journalism. You can
Journalism.
follow me on Instagram at BaddieAmbie, BADDIEAMBIE _
Nice.
Oh, say less.
So journalism though, that's really dope. How long have you been working, out of college in journalism?
3 years. I graduated in 2020.
2020, so 3 years. No, that's really dope. Honestly, I feel like that's something you're one of the first girls that came on the panel and said that she's done journalism. It must be a rare career because we've never seen it really. I've never really seen it on here.
Yeah, that's why I was so happy to be a guest on the podcast, because I was actually on another podcast when I first moved here as well. So for me, this is like fun plus work, a way for me to build up my portfolio. So thank y'all.
Yeah. No, what was the other podcast that you were on here?
It was called Sin City.
Sin City. Okay. What did they talk about? Was it relationships or what was it about?
Yeah. I was the one that kind of put everything together. Just really everything, relationships, controversial topics. Just
Everything. It was one of those podcasts where y'all just kind of talk about everything.
Everything.
Yeah, well, just so you know, kind of for here, what I like to talk about a lot is evolutionary biology. A lot of the things that we go back to is, a lot of statistics based off of evolution biology. Dr. David Buss, a lot of work from him. But yeah, that's kind of like what the show usually ends up talking about a lot. To start it off, I wanted to ask tonight, what is a pick-me? I'm because everybody sometimes has different definitions of this, so I want to know, what the ladies think, what goods think. We'll start with you on this one though. What do you think a pick-me is in your opinion?
I'll be short and quick. I think a pick me is someone who isn't being themselves. You're trying to be someone else in order to get something. I think that's a pick me. Whenever you're not staying true to who you are, your boundaries, and most importantly, your personality and character.
Okay. Yeah, no, and yeah, that's actually a pretty good definition. What about you? What do you think a pick-me is?
Honestly, I pretty much agree with what she said. It's pretty much whenever you're not really being true to yourself and you just do things just based on validation of other people. But also, yeah, pretty much what she said, just validation from other people.
Trying to get validation from other
Yeah.
people. What do you think a pick-me is, good?
So mine's going to be a little bit longer. A pick-me is somebody who wants to be on a team, simply, right? So when you were in
Do
school,
anything for it.
Yeah, when you were in school, right? Who played sports? Raise your hand.
I cheered.
You
Does that count?
cheered.
Listen.
I was in color
it
guard.
You were in color guard. Dang. Okay, I love
Yeah,
it.
color guard's hardcore.
So how many of
Yeah.
y'all wanted to be picked for color guard or cheer?
Wait, what did you say?
You did.
You wanted to be picked.
You wanted
for
to
it.
be
You
picked
wanted-
for a cheer?
Everyone
in color
got
guard?
picked in color guard. There was no.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all were
There was
all
no
like, y'all got the
elimination.
participation trophy to throw the flag up.
There's
That's
no
crazy.
competition.
But
There's
I
no
was good.
competition.
I got
What's
solos
wrong
and
with
everything.
How do
so.
you even know you was good if you got?
I got
just...
solos.
Okay. So you wanted to be picked for solos, though, right?
I didn't want to be picked. I just was picked.
You were. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since you want to be
Mhm.
difficult, everybody else who's normal, I'm messing with you. But no, everybody else that was on some type of competitive team or something like that, you want to be picked, right? Did you ever have to go out of character to do it? Let's be honest. You just had to be good at it, right?
Yeah. Just
So
skill
pick me as
set.
somebody who's good enough to be picked by the team.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Women hate on it because the things that you have to do to be picked by a man are the things that most women don't want to do.
Yep.
So they shit on it.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so that kind of like goes perfectly into like what my next question was: is being a pick me a bad thing or a good thing? Like what do you think of being a pick me? Like, do you think it's a good or a bad thing?
Yeah, like I kind of agree with what he said. I think my answer and his answer is like 50-50. It makes it 100.
Mhm.
So I think it can be a bad thing if you're not being true to yourself. If you know that you're not a woman that likes anime, for example, like it's okay to try to seek it and understand it because your partner likes it. But if you're doing all of these crazy things, so let me go to all the anime cons so I can
Yeah.
make sure that he knows and I'm
And watch
this
all
and
the
that.
shows. Yeah.
Yeah, like once it becomes to the obsessive point, I feel like it's unhealthy. But sometimes you do have to do things in order to get a reward.
Yeah, that was a really good example too. Like honestly, a perfect example is the anime thing because there's definitely like the guy might be like that type of guy she really likes, and she might start getting into that shit or acting really weird out of character, as we would say, just to try to make that guy. That's definitely a pick. Like I would say that is definitely a pick me for sure. So do you think it's a good or a bad thing though?
A good or a bad thing to be a pick me?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it has kind of like a negative connotation just based on like social media and stuff because like girls are always gonna hate on other girls because they're like pick me's.
Yeah, well, it's like you're getting a relationship and I'm stuck single and I'm mad about it, so I'm gonna call you a pick me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it kind of goes either way, but it's definitely a lot of hate from girls that come your way, especially if like you're in a position where they kind of secretly want what you want, like what they want. You know what I mean? Like, and they can't have it, so like they will just kind of throw
Shade.
that word at you just because you have something that they want but they can't have.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of shaming sometimes in the women. Like somebody was talking about this the other day on a stream. They were saying sometimes women are more misogynistic than men. Like sometimes women shame other women more. Sometimes women call other women hoes more. Because it's a way of like making sure that they're protecting their own like sexual market value by doing that.
Yeah.
It's like you have to like shame is always like looked at really bad, but shame is actually a good thing. Like when you get into the Bible and you get into looking at stuff, like there's different kinds of shame. It's whenever you're a hypocrite. It's whenever you're sitting there shaming people for things that are out of their control or something. It's like, but most of the time shame is a good thing. We're just not using it well.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
So do you think a pick me is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing.
A good thing
for guys.
Yeah, it's a good thing for the guys for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
you might get, if you're a girl, you're gonna get roasted by other girls, but the guys are gonna love you.
Yeah,
the guys are gonna like you're literally everything that they want, unless they're swapping up their character to fucking act like they like anime or something.
Nah,
but
you want that though.
Yeah.
As a
You
guy,
really want that? You want
Well-
someone to fake their personality?
No,
so
no, no,
It's
no,
not
no.
faking.
Hold on.
So sometimes you
I don't wanna
assimilate,
misconstrue
but
what you're
sometimes you
saying.
assimilate into other people's cultures. Sometimes you end up becoming more like, especially in relationships. I can honestly say I have taken some characteristics from girlfriends that I've had in the past, and I know women have taken characteristics from me
That's
because of being
normal.
with me. Yeah, so it's normal to an extent. It's just when it's too far, is like.
Yeah, that
It gets
doesn't.
creepy.
Like
It gets
maybe
creepy after a while.
maybe if you're not an anime at all and then you start buying all the shit for it, like that's a little weird.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it like this, right? Y'all know the old adage like birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flock together. Okay, so the idea is that you want to be with the right flock, right? So if you're emulating the wrong guy, obviously that's bad.
True.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But if you're emulating the right guy, then there's only upside to that. So you really want to be taking on his character because guess what? If he's a successful person, what do you want to be?
Successful.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How many? If it's not you, how many of your homegirls say, "I don't even want the guy to. I don't want to smash the guy. I just want him to mentor me." Right?
Mhm.
Best way to do that.
I've never heard that, but
You've never heard. Well, you from Memphis, like.
I don't know.
No,
So
for real.
I know.
I mean,
I know a
most
lot of
women,
women who just want a guy to mentor them, like
Yeah.
a successful guy to mentor them, right? Like an
Yeah.
older guy. I don't want him to be a sugar baby or not. Yeah, I don't want him to be my sugar daddy. I just want him to like show me the ropes, right?
Yeah, but that can kind of get like easily just intertwined because I feel like a guy can say like I'm gonna mentor you, but they just like want to, you know,
They really
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want
smash you,
basketball.
No, yeah, no,
and then
100%.
they
Most
just
guys
want
are
to
gonna
like
like
say I want to mentor you, but like they're not really giving you any knowledge. They're just kind of like taking from you,
they're
and
trying
then
to
just
friend zone their way into the pussy. Yeah, yeah.
take and then push you to the side.
Yeah, so like I'm not talking
Guys do
about
the
those guys.
weirdest
I'm just
shit.
saying like for the guy that you want to emulate him for two reasons. One, you're gonna learn how to be the best version of yourself, you know, quote unquote.
yeah.
But the other thing is that you're gonna show him that you actually want to be there.
But see, I don't think that makes you a pick me. I think those are all good qualities. Like you should pull out the great things, and whoever you're dating, they should make you a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for me, I think it goes to when you're doing things that you have no interest, no desire in, and you're really investing so much time and energy. Like for example, I have 3 best friends, college. They are all anime crazy. I'm not an anime girl.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I was dealing with and dated, he's in that circle group. He's anime crazy. A part of me wanted to be like, okay, I'm about to get into anime because I want him. You know what I'm saying? I want to be
I
able
love
to,
it. I love
but
it.
that's not me. And I
Mhm.
feel like whoever the person is for me, he's going to understand, hey, my wife don't know nothing about anime. She's not really into anime. But if I ask her to go with me to an anime event, she's gonna go. But she's not gonna fake and false and act like she likes this and it's really not her.
So you know what's funny
That's
about
good,
that?
though.
You know what's funny about that? So you said that you wanted to learn how to watch anime. You wanted to learn
The
about
pick me,
anime.
the pick me and me was starting to fester.
Facts, right? So you said you said that you wanted to learn anime because you liked the guy.
Yeah.
You didn't care nothing about the anime, but you liked the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all remember what the last thing I said was?
Mhm.
That you want to learn the stuff that he wants you to do so that you can show him that you appreciate him.
That's
So in
completely
as much
different.
it's not. In as much as you learned the thing that you didn't want to learn, right?
It shows
He
that
looks-
he's special.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
he looks and
It
goes,
shows that you
dang,
really
she did all
appreciate
this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a guy, you automatically reciprocate. That's why the pick-me's win.
So,
Because-
but I think it's important to note, like, it's all about how you do things, right?
Mhm.
Again, it's okay to seek interest and try to do things that your partner likes,
Mhm.
but don't go too far in it when you know it's not you. I think it's always levels to everything. Like everything is subjective. Everything is 50-50.
So here's the issue that I have with the way that you say it, and I'm not attacking you. It's not an attack, but I'm not pointing that at you. This is just how it's phrased
Mhm.
in general. The idea is that bare bones, don't do what you don't want to do for somebody else, right?
Mhm.
But you're always doing what you don't want to do for somebody else.
That is a relationship.
That's a relationship.
Yeah.
Right? And the pick-me's get picked because they're always doing what they don't want to do. The women who are actually successful wives with like football players, basketball players,
Because they're
guys with
ultra
money.
pick-me's. Yeah.
Right. They're waking up at 5.
Ultra pick me.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
They're
the
waking up
ultra
at
pick-me's,
5
yeah.
a.m. in the morning, cooking breakfast for the whole Kevin Hart's wife, right?
That doesn't make you a pick me. That makes
That's
you a good
a
wife.
good wife.
See,
But no, that's
there's
the
some
point.
women- but there's
Woman,
some
though.
women
Hold on.
that wouldn't
That's
do
not a
that
pick
though.
me.
But
Wait,
there's
wait.
some women that wouldn't do that though.
But why
and-
would you not do that for someone that you love?
That's
be-
the point. Why
you love
wouldn't
them,
you watch?
so you meet them halfway. And
Why-
even,
why
like,
wouldn't you watch
further than
anime?
that, really?
Why wouldn't you watch anime for someone that you love?
But that's why
Yeah,
I said
and-
it depends
and
on
that,
what it is.
and that was my next question actually. I wanted to go into, is she a pick me? If say like she is a total, like say it's a girl that you went to college with, say like you are 25ish, and she has a good career and everything, but she meets this guy, and she starts fucking cooking for him, doing all this extra stuff. She doesn't even care about her career anymore. She starts doing all this stuff. Would you start saying that is a pick me girl because she's completely turning into like a housewife
No.
after making her career, mostly her focus, but then she completely swapped for this new guy? Is she a pick me?
That doesn't make you a pick me. I think you're losing yourself in the relationship. Two totally different things.
Do you think that's a pick me?
I don't think that's a pick me. I think that if you like do that, then that just means that like you're really in it for your guy. But you can also like you can have like your own interests, like you can have like your own hobbies and stuff. But that doesn't make you a pick me.
Yeah, I gotta ask her. Why do you think that would be losing? What
Losing
was the
yourself.
exact
Well,
thing? Yeah.
everything else is fine up until the point where you said she disregards her career, disregard things. For
Well,
herself.
we're gonna say it's not. She's disregarding those things because she doesn't need them. I'm gonna say this is
Okay,
a valuable
that's
guy
different.
that like her jobs and stuff. It's not there's no value in the relationship for her. Like he values her time more, and he makes so much money. Her money doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's one of
That's
those
ideal.
situations. So if it was one of those situations, is she a pick me for completely jumping out of her career and going full head on into that man and being a housewife?
Question is she engaged?
So
Because
you think that she needs to have the ring first to be able to act that way?
I'm gonna, okay, I'll be there, babe, do certain things, cook for you. Of course, I love to cook, I'll, fold your clothes up, do all that stuff, make sure you got your protein shake. But I'm not gonna disregard my finances and money and things like that, unless.
You wouldn't go broke for him. You wouldn't support him. You
Well,
wouldn't do all that
for
stuff.
just a boyfriend, you wouldn't do
Oh no,
it.
that's just boyfriend. But
But for a husband, you would do it.
Husband or fiance, I think she's doing absolutely right.
Okay.
You're doing what you're supposed to do.
So like, but don't you think that? So this is, I think, something that's really backwards today is that women think that you don't have to work for the ring, and in my opinion, you have to work very hard for the ring. Like sometimes you need to go all in like that because the guy's not going to give you the ring otherwise. Sometimes, like, we got to understand, y'all are the gatekeepers of sex, but men are the gatekeepers of relationships and marriage. I mean, you can try to put a ring on a guy's finger, but 9 times out of 10, you want the guy to put, like, the guy's gonna put the ring on your finger.
Why do I have to go all in and neglect, especially like for me, for example? I love my career, I love my job, I love what I do. Do I want, my husband or somebody to take care of me? Yeah, for sure. But why do I have to neglect certain things about myself in order to be all in? Why can't I be all in and do things for you and then also still go to work because it makes me happy?
It's a good point. So the reason why is because what usually happens when we look at studies and we look at all types of stuff, when a woman earns money, that money is her money. When a man earns money, it's the family's money, okay? So if you're going and putting a lot of your time and effort into your career and stuff like that, it's not attractive to a guy that doesn't give a fuck about money. A guy that's successful, or the top 10% guys like most women want to have, those guys don't give a fuck about your money.
That's
so
true.
so when you're focused on your career and all that stuff, it's time too. Like, I want to be able to spend time with my girl. I don't want her to text me back and be like, "Oh, I'm working late tonight" or something. It's like, I don't give a fuck about money. Why the fuck are you working? Like, spend time with me. Like I'm the one who's working all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, so it just depends if it's that guy. If it's that guy though, he has the leverage 1,000%. And like, you usually want to walk into their frame. Like, we always, like, one of the big things I talk about on the show is frame. And I need to start doing better examples on this shit because people just don't understand how big of a deal frame is. So usually how a relationship works is one person's walking into the other one's frame. Either you're walking into the man's frame or the man's walking into your frame. The best relationships are the ones where the woman's walking into the man's frame. It's his rules, it's his things and everything, and you're walking into his leadership and everything. So like, in those cases, 9 times out of 10, it's like how I'm saying it's going to be. Like, she needs to give up her career. She needs to give up, focusing on those things because I want more things. I'm the prize. This is something that I bring up all the time. Like, do you think men are the prize, or do you think women are the prize? Yeah.
I think we are both.
It's equal.
The prize.
What do you think?
So, kind of like touching on what you were saying, like about you can't get the ring unless you like kind of prove yourself. I 100% agree with you. Like, if you're in that position, like where you're in the beginning stages of a relationship, you have to kind of like prove yourself in those stages, or else you're never going to get to the next stage.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as like being like the prize, I think, well, the way that my man puts it now is like, I don't want to say that either one of us is the prize, but what we have building is the prize. Like,
you're building something together and that's the prize.
Yeah, but like, I kind of just let myself, not work, not do this, not do that, because he wants to be providing. So like, that is what the prize is in the end. Like you said, kind of like, I mean, I guess I would say like, if it's a high, I think I said this on the last podcast that I was on. If it's a high value man, then he's a little bit of the prize, because I can't do the same things that he does for me,
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want to be able to do the same things. Like, I like the idea of him being the provider.
Him masculine and you're feminine and y'all are yin
yang. It balances.
Yeah, it balances.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So like, one of the big things that I like to bring up when it comes to the prize thing is like, who puts the, like you're saying, who puts the ring on your finger? It's the man. So because of that, you have to work hard. And like you're saying, only certain men are the prize. Like, here's the thing: there's a shit ton of men, and a bunch of them aren't the prize.
Yeah.
But then there's some men though that they are way more the fucking prize. And you can get in a relationship with one of those shitty guys, and he'll treat you like you're the prize, but you're probably not going to be happy. It's probably going to end in divorce. It's probably going to end in cheating or something. It never works out. But in reality, the guy is the prize because he's the one who puts the ring on finger. He's the gatekeeper of relationships. If we had an island with 100 men and an island with 100 women, and the one with 100 men had one woman, the one with 100 women had one man, which one's going to have more people at the end? It's going to be the island with 100 women and one man. He creates more life in a shorter period of time. Don't get me wrong, a woman can create a body that's an amazing thing, but I can
We have
create
cycles.
way more. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
every
create
9 months.
100
You
in 1
you
year
can
if
go
I want to.
impregnate a woman every day.
Yes, and there's like the guy who had the most kids, he had 888 kids, and the woman who had the most kids, 69. It's not even a close battle. Like, it's not even nearly close. Like, the guy who had the most fucking destroyed her by over tenfold, like almost 15-fold. So like you can't even fucking compare like the difference between like a man and woman when it comes to the prize thing. And then also another thing, if we look, if we look at society and stuff like that, what's needed every day? Like, what do we need in every aspect of society? We need masculinity.
Manual labor.
We need masculinity. A lot of women are very masculine today because masculinity is always needed. It's always needed. There's not a bunch. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of feminine guys, but there's not a lot of feminine guys because they're taking care of kids or anything like that. It's because they're just feminine. But what's needed is masculinity. That's another thing to show that men are the prize, because we need masculinity to society. Society doesn't run without masculinity. So men have always been the prize. It's just sometimes we look at the shitty ones and we're like, oh, those ones aren't the prize. But in reality, the ones that are leading everything and making the world better.
So you don't think that women are the prize?
Not
you
even
say
so.
that
Not even.
right?
Not even slightly.
I want to ask a question to the panel real quick.
I think they're a dime and a dozen. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I want to ask it for y'all. Who holds the greater responsibility in a relationship?
A man,
or
100%.
the man. What do you think?
I'll
thinking
say,
about
I'll
something.
say, I'll say the man. I mean, I wanted to give.
If it's
Okay,
the
so-
right guy.
No,
It's
no.
the
Why
man.
would you say that? Why would you say the man?
Well,
Because you got to think about it. That's why I'm asking. Like, why would
no,
you?
because I want to, weigh out my options. Because I'm not a wife, so I
Okay.
had to think.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm single, so. But all of my
Okay.
sisters are married, so. I
So
don't
you're
know.
next, right?
Hopefully.
Well, you got to be a wife to get married, right?
Yeah. I mean,
you missed that. Kind of went over your head.
anyway.
You got to be qualified
But-
first before you get the job, right?
Yeah. But I like what he was bringing up though about the respect thing. So another thing I like to say
No,
is
responsibility.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said who holds more
And
responsibility.
the reason I was asking that is because if the individual holds the greater responsibility, right? So when things go dump in the night, who goes get it? The man.
Mhm.
When the roof falls down, who has to go fix it? The man, right? When the kids start acting up, who has to go get them back in line? The man, right? So by definition, if he has the greater responsibility, wouldn't that make him the prize?
I feel like when
Meaning,
you say the
wouldn't
prize,
he be the person worth seeking?
Yeah.
Right.
I just, me personally, I just still feel like it's 50-50, and that's why God made a man, and that's why God made a woman.
Yeah.
But hold on, I love what
When
you
you
said.
say
Wait,
the
hold on.
prize,
Wait,
it
hold
just
on,
makes
because she about to bring the Bible in. I love when people do
I
this.
wasn't about to.
You just did.
I wasn't about to go deep.
said-
in.
All right, so I'm
said
gonna
God.
well,
You said
since
God.
since you put your toe in, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my foot in. So this is what we're gonna do right now. So everybody does the whole, well, God made the man and the woman, right?
Mhm.
That's not what happened. He made the man, and then he took the woman from his
His
rib,
rib.
and then presented the woman to the man, right? So the woman was
because
created
it was not
From the man?
it was
From
not.
the man.
It wasn't good for
So
men
the
to
woman-
be alone.
facts. So
part
the
of the
woman
man.
is created for the man, not the other way around.
But when you
So
say
who was the prize?
it makes it sound like the woman is like the lesser, like the
I-
lost.
and that's the funny thing.
It's not supposed to be lesser.
It's
I don't
never
like
lesser.
I don't like the word
It's
prize.
it's compliment.
Yeah,
I think the wordage is just wrong.
Well, this is the problem. So, like, it's complimentary, is what you are. Like, women
Yeah.
are supposed to be like, y'all were taken from
I
our
agree.
side because y'all are
Because
of
we
our
needed to make
equal.
babies.
we
it wasn't-
we are here to
Literally.
add on to what you guys provide.
But it still goes back to the bottom line, though. The reason why we bring this up so much is because, like, when you think it's 50-50, when you mentally say in your head it's 50-50, this is what happens. You go out into the dating marketplace, and when you're dating people, when you're talking to people, you expect guys to chase you. And this is also for other reasons. This is also because we have a simp epidemic, and there's so many fucking simps that will chase all day long and buy shit all day long and text all day long, do all types of shit, getting nothing in return. That, like, we have a simpdemic, but a lot of it, when you have that mentality of like, I'm the prize or it's 50-50, you're not going to chase the right man. And sometimes you got to chase the right man. Sometimes it's up to you
Yeah.
to go and find the right guy and go find. So, like, if you have this mentality of, oh no, I'm the prize, or it's 50-50, you might never get the balls to chase, but you got to have those balls to chase.
I'd say
because-
it's 80-20.
Because that's how, but you got to be very careful about it too. You got to chase, but without fucking giving up sexy too easily, because then it might not be a quality guy. He might just fuck you and then not keep you around. But at the same time, like, while you're making the guy wait, you got to make him know that you're not just egging him on, because there's so many women today that will date a guy for 4 months and never fuck him. Like they're just eating with him and stuff, and they're just like, it's just a big lead on that's going to lead to nothing, you know? So you don't want to, if you want to make a guy wait, there's this weird mind game they got to play where you got to like do like the jump hugs. You got to like do certain things so he knows he's going to get sex soon. Like he has, like you have that burning genuine desire for him, but you're just not going to give it up quickly. And that's one of the biggest issues for the women. Like a lot of our panel, like shout out to Myron from Fresh and Fit. He actually brought this up in a good clip I saw earlier. And he was talking about how it's hard to give advice on these shows because I can give advice to men and it's going to be advice for men that's going to put them in the advantage. And I can give advice to women, but it's going to put y'all in the advantage. But in reality, the best relationships are the guys running them. So it's like, it's really,
I agree.
so it's really hard for me to give relationship advice though for a woman though, because like for the guy to lead, like I'll give you a perfect example that's personally for me. I don't like being with girls that don't let me hit on the first night, like relationship wise. And the reason why is because those girls like me more. I've had relationships with multiple girls. I know how they work, that I've noticed there's a trend, and the girls that let me hit on the first night really were down for me, had burning genuine desire for me. Way more than the girls that made me wait 2 or 3 months or whatever, you know? So because of that, as a guy that makes in the high six figures and stuff.
Was that desire lust?
Huh? Was it lust?
Yeah, was it
desire lust? So you got to understand, like lust is something that's like always going to be around, but the animal instinct in us, that's something that is very real. Like we look at evolutionary biology, how a man works is I want to sleep with you as soon as possible, and I want to make sure no other fucking alphas or no other fucking men are around you. Like, you're mine. This is mate guard. This is my pussy now. This is my shit.
Oh, God.
You know? And but that's how men fucking work. Like, and we want to get it fast. And so there's some guys though, and they'll hit on the first night like, oh, she's a fucking hoe. I'm never talking to her again. And I would consider those guys not
wrong.
I think those guys don't have experience, because if they had experience with a lot of women, they would know that girl's really fucking down for them. Now, did she do that for 5 other guys in the past? Possibly. But you're just competing with those 5 other guys to be better than them. Guys are always competing with with whoever y'all fucked with before in the past.
Yeah, that's what it means to be like a true alpha male, I feel.
Well, that's what makes it. That's why it's so bad for y'all to sleep around, because if y'all sleep around a lot, there's something called alpha widowed. And once you're alpha widowed, once you've slept with a certain say like you only like 6'4" guys, or guys with big dicks, or guys that take you on vacations and all this stuff, you're alpha widowed in these certain categories, and you're going to constantly go back and remember that or think about that. And these new guys, if they don't hit certain traits, you're not going to accept them. They're not going to be at that level. And like, you can never take them seriously. That's what's dangerous about sleeping around for a woman. It's very dangerous for a woman to sleep around, because every time y'all have an orgasm, you're releasing oxytocin. That's not how it is for a guy. It's not the same.
So I got a question for you, Sergio, and this might be for Sika as well. You know, whenever talking about guys that have girls that sleep with them the first night, and guys will be like, oh yeah, she's a hoe, she just sleeps with me the first night. I think this is the problem with a lot of women. They go into thinking like, oh, all I have to give him is sex, and that's what's going to get me the relationship, or that's what's going to get me the actual ring at the end of the day. So technically, I feel like, yeah, there's some guys that are out there, but it's also the responsibility of the lady too. If they're not doing anything other than providing the sex, they put them in the sex only category, the hoe only, the fuck only category.
Yeah. So like I'll give my girlfriend as a good example for this. Okay. So like whenever this happens, based off their Instagram, based off their lifestyle, based off everything that you see about them, you can judge and be like, okay, this is the type of girl that she's outside all the time, or she's the type of girl where she has 500 guys following her, like her DMs are full of messages every day. Like, you can tell if a girl is the type of girl that has a bunch of guys hitting them up or not, or if they're outside all the time or whatever. And those things are, okay, I'm just gonna put her in the fuck only category now. Like I'm not gonna make her a relationship. And that's what guys normally do. Like,
I think that's so flawed.
It's so flawed.
I think it's so flawed.
Explain
I think
to me,
it
though.
makes
Sex,
sense, honestly.
Explain to me though. Like, no, I want to peel the layers back. Why
I think
do you
it's
think
flawed because that's just judging a person based off what you see, and you really don't know this person. I could be out every fucking weekend.
So here's the thing though. If a guy came up to you and say I'm 5'8" and I got a big white tee on and some big old baggy shorts, and I like walk up to you and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, you want to go out on a date, you know? And
What your name
like,
is?
Yeah. What's your name? Like what would you say to me?
I might be like, I'm gonna tell you my name, but it's probably not gonna go anywhere else.
Can I get your number?
For me, there has been.
Can I get your number though? Are you gonna give me your number?
It just depends, honestly, and this is just for me. Like,
but what if I might have a Lambo outside? You know what I'm saying? That's why. So people judge a book by its cover, though. Like that,
right? I think that's flawed. I don't do that. Like, I tell people all the time, I don't have a type. None of my guys nope, the job's not the same,
Yeah.
height not the same,
Yeah.
look not the same. I don't have a type because
Yeah.
I feel like you have to literally talk and get to know
Have you
people.
dated white guys?
I dated this one. I have.
Okay.
I've dated this one guy who my whole family like teased me over because he was short, you know, real nerdy, like,
Yeah,
you know,
he was
he's
the
a black
opposite of
guy,
what you normally liked. Yeah.
the total opposite, but I'm more of a mental person, and he got me off of the mental. We had so much to relate on. Like he, you know, every time we was out, I never had to pay for anything. Not that that matters, but you know,
Oh, it does matter.
I mean, it matters, but that's not why I got with him. You know, it was again the mental. So I think that's a flawed thing that a lot of people do, but there are certain people out here that does give people chances and really talk to people to get to know them, and that's just how I am.
So I got a question. What happened to those guys?
Man, he and I dated.
Yeah,
but you're not with any of them anymore. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, because we broke up for.
But here,
but why did you break up with? My bad, Sergio. Why did you break up with him?
Different beliefs. He's an atheist.
But Steve, but it all goes back to something else though. Like bottom line is like shit. I just kind of forgot everything. But so what
you were talking about? You were using the example of
you're saying the
judging
guy
a book by its cover, like how
okay. So bottom line is this. Once again, the guys that are the top 10%ers or whatever, like they are the prize. So if they're the prize, you have to act a certain way. You have to portray yourself a certain way. Like you're not the one. It's not the other way around. Now, if it was the other way around and like women were fucking choosing men and stuff like that, I'd agree with you. I'd say, yeah, he needs to accept anything about you. But no, like you're jumping into when you're going to a man's frame, you're doing what he wants. And this is what I'm saying. You can go fuck those guys. And this is what will happen. They will never, guys lie all the time. The biggest problem today with women is that y'all don't understand that men lie.
You forget they lie.
Yes. And because we just want box. We just want pussy. And a lot of women don't understand that. So we will sit there and say everything. We'll sell you the dream while putting you in the sex only category. And this is the problem is like a lot of girls think, oh, I'm going to get the ring. I'm going to get these things. And it's like, no. And it's because of your Instagram. It's because you go on girls trips. It's because you go on girls nights out, because you do all these things. And he's never going to tell you that bothers him. And even guys that are in a relationship with those girls, they're never going to say anything because if you're a guy that already struggles to get sex, already struggles to get relationships, are you going to sit there and complain to your girl and try to control her and try to tell her what to do? No. What you do is when you're a valuable guy, you build a frame. And the woman steps into it. And if she wants to go out on girls' nights, if she wants to go and post bikini pictures or anything, okay, then you're stepping out of the relationship. Fine. That's fine. You can go. You're gone. But I'm not breaking up with you. You just stepped out of the relationship. It's that simple. And so like it's all goes back to, you know, who's the prize. And so it like you're right. Like you don't have to do those things, but for the guy that you want, you probably got to do those things.
So what qualities make you guys put certain women in sex only, you know, categories, and then, you know, the wife
so loyalty is really fucking massive to men, and the problem is that women don't understand that there's multiple ways to be loyal. You can be loyal there's multiple ways to be modest. Okay, so there's not just modesty in your clothing. Like you could be modest by wearing a dress that covers everything. Okay, so let's look at internet modesty. Internet modesty is not having a bunch of bikini pictures on your Instagram, or maybe not wanting to even ever going on a podcast because this is putting your face out there and your opinions and all that stuff.
Shit.
Like, yeah. So, but they're because like there's a lot of girls I'm friends with tons of beautiful women in Dallas. I'm talking straight fucking 10 models. Okay. Some of them would never come on this podcast, and it's a modesty thing. They would never put their opinions or who they are out there. Like they're going to find a perfect husband and that husband is going to be one of the few men that know anything about her, that have access to her looks, have access to her body, have access to conversations with her. That modesty is that privacy is a big deal because for thousands of years, we couldn't tell if the child was ours or not. So we give a lot of fucks about loyalty. That's why men make guard so hard. That's why we don't want our girl going out on nights out with the girls. That's why we don't want y'all going on girls trips. That's why we don't like all the bikini pictures. Like I don't want no guy, like I was telling y'all earlier, I want to fuck you fast and I want all the other men get the fuck away. Mine. Ooh. Like my shit. Like I'll fucking go turn into an ape. Yes, turn into an ape. Motherfucker.
Super
like for
animalistic.
real. No, for real. But it's because that's what we had to do for thousands of years to make sure that our child would stay ours. We couldn't have birth. There was no test to tell if the baby was ours or not. So that's how men are. We make guard. It's same with children. I have a daughter and I'm always going to guard her because I don't want something to ruin her. Women are ruined by trauma. So you have to very much fucking protect them as much as physically possible.
I agree.
Men are here to protect women. That's a fact.
SA is 100% a really big problem with women. So I do
Men,
understand.
men are
what you're
dangerous. We
saying.
got to
Yeah, they're
understand. Men are
dangerous.
extremely dangerous. So we need more
Even like your
masculine,
own family
strong men.
members are dangerous.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
have to be very careful.
And this is the world's all fucked up today because we're not pushing men up and we're not making men into protectors and stuff when we need them more now than ever.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
So what
one of the
makes
things.
a woman? So what puts a woman in the wife category?
So
Yeah. you
So
can
You
answer.
can
as
answer.
far as like the kind of going back to the first thing, the sex only category. Well, actually, I'm gonna tackle both at the same time. Um, Loyalty is a big thing, obviously, right? That's kind of like 1+1 is 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing is what we were talking about originally. How willing are you to chase him and go into his
Into
frame,
his
right?
I'm
frame.
willing.
Meaning, how willing are you to go out and watch anime with him? How willing are you to watch him come home? Or let's say you're dating, right? You invite him to your house or you go to his house, right? And then you just rub his feet.
That's very submissive.
Rub
That most
his
women
feet?
don't do.
You see what you just did right there? 6 months. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
So, and another
But no,
thing-
that's what I mean. Like,
another-
how willing are you to actually put yourself out there
I'll
to
do some
show
stuff.
him? Because here's the thing. Here's what people got to understand. Like, women especially, right? As far as the relationships are concerned, right? Sergio kind of alluded to it earlier. Women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to relationship. The way that works is a man has to come out and get you first, right? We got to go out and hunt. You're talking about animalistic. We got to go out there and get the woman first, right?
Mm-hmm.
After we've got them, especially after you've had sex, we're done, right? And I'm not saying like completely done, but what I'm saying is that our job to get you has been done.
The chase is done.
The chase is done. So now you
So
have
now
to
it's
keep
your
our
job
attention.
to lock it in.
Right. And the only way that you do that for the rest of your lives, whenever you get married and beyond, is if you're constantly trying to learn him to go into where he is and
be complimentary,
be
like whatever
complimentary
he's
in
missing
whatever
out on.
season of life he's in. Right.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. But the way that you show that earlier, I made the statement. I'm like, you gotta be the person to qualify for the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way that you do that is before you get the ring, build up the qualities that makes him go, out of all of these women, she's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my
I
bad.
agree
Because-
with
and
that.
this is why I say this, because I'll guarantee you, we've had at least 100+ women on the show so far. You line up 10 women and ask them what a pick me is, they're gonna say the same thing you said. You ask 10 women not to ask them, hey, would you rub a guy's feet? They're gonna give the look that you gave.
I mean, I'll do it. Don't get me wrong.
It
I'll
sounds
do
good
it.
now until the rubber meet the road and you see his feet, and you're like, shit.
No,
I
You know what I'm
got
saying?
I got my man to go to his first pedicure, so like
You see,
I'll do
I
it.
didn't say give him a pet or send him
no,
to
I
get
know,
a
but I'll
pedicure.
do it after the pedicure.
Okay,
After.
all
See,
right,
but so-
all right.
so- so-
but you see what I'm saying? Like,
But this
at
is
the
a
end-
good-
yeah.
I-
Did you do those things before you was his girlfriend, or was it after?
I mean,
Hell no.
I say after.
You see,
Well,
I'm saying
so-
do it day
so-
one, because from there he's gonna be like, she's different.
Yeah, here I'm gonna give y'all one statement
Okay.
that like rules all of this. Okay, women break rules for alphas and they make rules for betas.
100%.
Okay,
I agree.
100%,
okay. So like the
yeah.
things that you're like, oh, I would never do that for the right guy.
You
agree.
will.
Oh,
you
you'll
will.
do
You'll
it.
Yeah.
You'll
that
do
and
certain
then some,
things, you
and
know?
then some.
So
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, if you want that man, if you want him to be your alpha, if you want him to be this perfect man to you, you need to break rules for him. You need to do what you wouldn't do for the other guys, but you're gonna do it for this guy.
I wouldn't say
Because I
breaking
think that's gonna
rules.
make you. I think that's gonna make you really attached and really like that person.
And it makes you stand. Like, here's where you guys are failing, and I'm being honest. I'm a sports guy, so I do a lot of sports analogies, right? Women have to. What's that chick? Angela Reese. You know what I'm saying? Women have to be her. You got to be the best at being a woman, and most of y'all just want to ride the bench equally.
No.
Right? That's
Yeah.
why most of y'all stand single equally.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody tries to like aspire to be old girl, what do y'all say? Nah, man, what are you doing? You doing too much. You being a pick me. You ain't even got to do all that. What you over there waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out for? What is he giving you?
Yeah.
Right? That's what happens every single time. And as a result, most of y'all, you got your cat moms and dog moms.
Yeah.
I got homegirls right now. They'll be like, yeah, that's my
Buy a
son.
dog
I'm
and
like,
buy
get
a
the
dog.
fuck out of here. That's your
Yeah.
kid. Nigga.
Yeah. No.
My cat is not a son. I have a cat, and trust me.
That's your daughter?
No, it's a boy, and he is not my son.
He's not your son. So you one of the sane ones. So like
I just
on a bell curve,
I honestly,
you're an outlier.
I
Yeah.
just
So I wanted to say also, like one of the last things to like really lock, like what really makes a guy want to wife you up, nurturing, like what
Yeah,
make like being
100%.
like mother-like, like showing serving. Like those are the things that make us automatically know you're going to be a good mother to our children. Like that's all that matters. And like it sucks to say this, but also youth is a big deal. Like men care a lot about youth. Like you're losing all your eggs every year. Like you get less and less and less. At 35, it's geriatric
Man.
pregnancy. Like
Man, it
bottom
don't
line
suck
is
to
some
say
guys
that. I ain't
like to
gonna
give a
lie.
fuck about it.
It don't suck to say that. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't too many It ain't too many young cats running around with old lady fetishes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It ain't too many cats
Maybe
running
the
ready to be like
opposite.
sugar.
Yeah,
sugar.
like
Maybe the opposite.
men like
It
younger
is the
and
opposite.
women like older.
It is
Yeah.
always the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's for a
yeah.
reason.
Hey,
Your titties ain't sagging when you.
Yeah, right.
You can always get a surgery.
Yeah. That's the
you
good thing
cheating.
about
Look at you,
titties.
see?
$5 from Joe Cole. Sika, what's the best place in DFW to buy a good quality blazer?
Sheesh. Okay, so Don Murphy's a good place. Depends on what your budget is. That's a really hard question to answer in like.
But on
5
the
seconds.
lowest budget, you'd say
On the lowest budget, easy like Zara.
Zara,
Men's
but then
Warehouse.
on like a medium budget.
Like J. Crew or something.
Well, medium. Yeah, J. Crew's gonna be like medium budget.
Yeah.
You could probably. Man, I just like blanked on this name. It's
You want high
it's in-
budget? Go get some Ralph Lauren, bro.
H&M.
Well, no, if you
Right.
want, nah, H&M is like the lowest.
That
of the lowest,
lowest,
yeah,
but
it's
that's
lowest
like
of the low.
low.
That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's
It's like
paper
down the-
thin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's even worse than fucking Zara probably.
Now I
Yeah,
will
definitely.
say this. Like one of my buddies, he came in from shout out to Mike from Tennessee. He came in from Tennessee last year. He was trying to, he was about to move out here, and I told him to come to a networking event. He didn't have any place to go to. I'm like, all right. One of my other buddies, like Julian, hey, go to Zara, pick him up a quick blazer. So Zara comes in clutch sometimes when you just need something like right then and there.
Yeah.
Because the fits are generally like European cut, so they're all slim already. You don't really have to get too much tailored. But if you're really thinking about it, don't go to Zara.
Okay, yeah. So Joe, yeah, if you're really thinking about it, don't go to Zara. But if you're in a rush, go to Zara.
Yeah.
What's the next one? $2 from Joe Cole. Also, Sims give women massive egos. Fuck yeah,
Facts.
they do, man.
It's
Fucking
true.
Yeah, we don't
beat
like
that
them on this
shit
side. To
back.
be honest with you.
Yeah. What was the next one?
Yeah, we got a special guest in the house.
Bill
Bill
Clinton.
Clinton.
Bill Clinton and Monica. Monica always made me the prize. Yes, she
Hey,
did.
and guess what she got?
That's
I'm
alpha. That's
weak.
y'all want to know what alpha is? That's an alpha right there, man. Bill Clinton.
That's too
Shit.
funny.
So like the reason why I was asking about the pick me stuff is now I wanted to go in on the opposite of a pick me. Let's talk about some simps really quick. What do y'all think? Or like, what was the first question I asked before when it came to the women?
What is?
Oh yeah.
pick
What
me?
is a simp to y'all? Let's start. I gotta go pee really quick. Yeah. What is a simp?
Let's start
Actually,
with
I'm gonna
him.
stay for this. I don't want to leave.
Yeah,
this.
you asked
Yeah,
a
I'm
really
excited.
juicy question.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
know,
like,
I
I'm
can-
gonna
I
get
can
up
go-
and leave.
Let's
Yeah,
start
I
with
cannot
him.
go pee. No, I want you to go this time. Go. I want to hear it really
I
bad.
always start out first.
We'll go to him next.
I think a simp is someone that's overly trying, and you know damn well this girl don't want you, don't have a chance, and you're trying to buy her.
Yep. Jet, literally trying to buy her.
Yeah, a simp
Just
is
might as well just
somebody.
become a trick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
a
thought
simp.
that was a
Okay,
synonym.
simps and tricks are like
They are.
kind of like interchangeable.
So I got roasted for this like a while back, but no, I believe a simp is a guy that just hasn't turned into a trick yet.
No, but
Like,
a
he
simp
just-
is like borderline tricking.
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
wait, no.
No, go ahead. Only reason I'm gonna say what I gotta say after.
So, yeah. Wait, what was the question again?
What is a simp to you?
Okay, a simp is somebody exactly like she said, like that you are kind of expecting to like buy something from somebody, but at the same time, like you don't really have like it in you to get a actual girlfriend.
Like the confidence?
I don't know if it's the confidence. I think
The
it's just
riz?
because like maybe you're just like ugly, like maybe like overweight,
I know some
maybe
ugly
you're
dudes
just
who was in
like
college who was getting it.
gross, and
Yeah,
like
no,
you just
you
know
could-
that you're
you
never
could be
gonna
ugly,
be
so
like
get
with
pussy.
some girl, but like you just know that you're never gonna be that,
Yeah.
and you kind
And
of
you just
like
end up
settle.
simping too hard? Yeah.
I think it's because like they settle because like they just don't really know that they're gonna like they don't know when like the next girl's gonna come along, so they just kind of like go in right for it. And I've had those kind of guys before, like they kind of just give you their all, and it's scary.
It's one-eyed. It's like
It's
scary.
gross.
So-
It's kind of scary because it's like
Those are some
Yeah, it's
wait,
wrong
don't
words.
I don't
Wait,
want to
scary
I don't
and
want to let
gross.
you know where I live because
Okay,
like
okay,
I don't
yeah, that's
know
facts, okay.
if you're gonna like
But it
show
can be
up
obsessive.
to my house.
It can be creepy, yeah.
I don't want to let you know where I work because I don't know if you're gonna show up to my job because
Like I love you so much.
you don't love me. You're just
No, but
Maybe.
one-itis is very dangerous. Like certain guys, especially if they're autistic or have some type of mental health issues, like a guy,
That's a different
having
story.
one-itis for you, that's like a fucking weirdo. It's scary as fuck.
It's
like,
so scary.
yeah, like that's literally a fuck up your whole life.
Yeah.
So what do you think a
Yeah,
simp
no,
is?
so
Or
I
what
kind
were
of
we
agree
gonna
with
say?
them for the most part. Like, it's a guy who's giving out favors without getting any type of reciprocation, right? You may not know that she doesn't feel the type of way to you, but the reality is that, again, you're giving out gifts. You're in her DM, just saying you're so beautiful. You're liking all her pictures. You're the first one in her stories, all that stuff, and she's not doing nothing for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, and this is the thing I hate the most, when you over there cock blocking other men.
Oh
Right, like the
yeah, the
Derrick
ultra
Henrys
simp,
and those
bro.
guys, the Alpha. What's that guy's name? I'm not gonna name drop the guy. But anyways, yeah, those guys who are on the internet, like, nah, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your world, big girl. You know what I'm saying? You're a black, beautiful black queen, and
They don't really
team-
mean that.
Nah, they mean
They
that.
don't mean- they're
the guy-
simping, yeah, they're
so,
just-
so simply put, the guys who try to friend zone their way into your box.
Yep. That's a good definition of a
Yeah.
simp too. So
I have
like
a
what?
question after you.
Yeah,
get
so
answered.
what I like to say is a simp is just a unequal exchange of value. So if he's fucking giving way more than he gets in return, like you're not giving him no attention, no fucking hanging out with him, no sex or nothing, he's a simp, because he's giving so much and he's getting nothing back. And then also, you got to protect your meat, your money, energy, attention, and time as a man. So if you're giving out your money, energy, attention, and time, and you're not once again getting equal value in exchange, you're a simp. But yeah.
So okay, so this is a question for you men. As a woman, how should we be able to determine the difference between a simp and someone that really just wants you? Like
Oh, so easy.
he's really just
Wait a
he
minute,
just
wait a
really
minute.
wants you.
Okay,
Consistency.
here's the thing.
The simps
I don't
really
even
want you.
Wait, hold on. Yeah,
Like,
I don't even know why you're even
They-
asking
they
that
do
question.
want
Wait,
you.
who are you
Well, no,
asking
no,
that question
they do
for?
want
I'm asking for the
Well,
men. Like,
as
how
the
do
guys.
we?
So yeah.
You're trying to like
I-
you're trying to educate the men right
No,
now.
no.
I'm-
She's asking
No,
us.
she's
She's asking a question.
No, I'm saying
You
like
want to
why
go
are you?
against me so bad?
No. I'm saying like who are you asking for? This is what I'm asking.
Oh,
right?
I'm asking for the women. How do we determine if a guy is a simp,
simp?
or if he's
Or if he's really down for you.
You
I-
can
I-
tell.
right, and-
You
and
can
I-
tell.
No, you can easily tell.
You
Like
can tell.
every guy.
That's
Okay,
why I'm
so
asking the question.
every
yeah.
guy should be
You can
simping
tell.
for you in some way, shape, or form. Like
A
we're gonna
real
call it
man
simping if
should
somebody's
be simp.
doing. But here's the thing: it's just a matter of like how much you're giving back to him. And like, see, you're only gonna give to a guy that you have burning James out for, that you really care a fuck about. You're not gonna return that. So like every guy technically is a simp at the end of the day, but there's only certain guys that you want to reciprocate with. So those guys, like you can't make, and a guy that's not simping for you, you can't make him simp for you. You can sit there and give as much as you want, fuck him or do whatever you want, but you're not gonna make him simp for you ever. Especially if he's a guy with options. The problem today with women, and like especially, I say this all the time, in the black community, black men are highly sought after. They have white girls, Asian girls, Mexican girls. They're all trying to take your guy. Maybe not for relationships, but they're all trying to fuck your dude. So at the end of the day, you better accept that he has options. And a lot of the guys that a lot of women go for, they got options, and they're not going to take you seriously because they got 3 other girls that week also. Why would he do that? Why would he sit there and lock himself down to this one girl when I got 3 or 4 others that I'm going to go out with?
I
over the
thought
rest of
she
the
was
week?
different. She rubbed your toes and your coins.
Well, so
And your
like
bunions.
you could do that for some guys, and it's not going to make a difference for them because you might be doing that, and the other girls are doing it too. He's just the type where he has such good options, he's never going to lock it down.
But let's be honest.
That's
That's like
okay.
that's like
I
that's
agree
like
with that.
that's
I
like the
agree
it just
with
depends if he
I
does.
agree with
1%, right?
Yeah, only
So,
few guys.
yeah,
only few
that's
guys
like the
can
top
do
1%.
this.
And the only reason I asked the question is because most of y'all, the simps are already in your DMs and you're not responding anyway. So I feel like you're asking a question already knowing what it looks like.
No, some
Right.
people don't know because you missed
I don't-
out on
I mean,
options.
I don't
Even
know.
if you don't
I don't
know,
know.
that's not for us to tell.
Well, I don't know. So you actually made a good point. Some of y'all miss out on options just because you're vetting out too soon, right? So if a guy's in your DM, 9 times out of 10, you leaving it on red, right? Everybody got an iPhone for the most part. You know what you do. You get the notification. You already read it.
You don't look at a roll.
You don't look exactly
You don't even
1,000%.
like actually
Yeah.
open it. You just like hold the tab down and look at it, and then you just put it back up. You don't even
Exactly.
actually open the message.
1,000%, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes what happens is there's a guy in there, right, who's not a simp, right, and you just pass over his message. You know what I'm saying? That same person is probably not liking your pictures. He's probably not DMing you 2-3 times a week. And that's the person that you kind of miss out on. He's probably not a simp. The other guy, on the other hand, is like, please just give me a chance. I got a homegirl last year. She was telling me about this one guy who he was like reaching out to her for like 6 months, 6 whole months. for a date.
I have some guys like 3 years.
There you go.
Damn.
And finally,
I don't even like kind of.
Damn,
I don't think that it's like. I don't take that as like a compliment. To me, it's like
well, you've heard
you're
it.
just desperate
It's not
and like
flattering.
You've heard it, yeah.
The
You're
thing
like,
is,
this nigga's
you're doing
thirsty.
it to me, but you're doing it to like 10 other girls too. Like it doesn't take anything to sit behind a screen and just send a message.
Right. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
that's true, but I personally, I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it, but personally, most women, I don't think that they think like that. I don't think that if a guy DMs you, you go, how many other men or how many other women have
I
they
do.
DM'd? You do? Do you think
Yeah.
that way?
Yes.
Okay, so when a
No.
guy approaches you, the guy
don't
that you
think
like
it's like I'm so
approaches you, do you think
special.
the same thing?
No, I'm not special.
No, I'm saying
not
when
because
when
I'm
a,
not special, because I just think that like
no, I'm saying when a guy approaches you, do you think automatically, man, how many women does he approach a day?
I don't really care how much women they approach a day, but I just know that like I
You
don't
know that
take
he-
it seriously because it's Instagram.
No, I'm talking about in real life.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah, if he approaches you in real life and you like him, do you say to yourself, I wonder how many women does he do this to every day?
Well, in real life, that's different. In social media, it's 100% different. But in real life, I would say that doesn't happen that often.
And I would say that it's no difference because at the end of the day, the guy's approaching you, right?
Yeah.
What you're looking at is, okay, this guy's approaching me. I'm not responding to him, right? And he's still approaching me. Well, in real life, you kind of have to make that response. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
kind of where you're making the distinction.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that as far as the guys that you want, he's probably talking to 2 or he's probably reaching out to 10 women anyways. But you don't think about it because you like them in front of you.
Yeah,
You
you
know what
don't
I'm
think about that. You're not.
You don't
you're
think
not
about
imagining
that.
it.
So that part I think is a mute point. What turns y'all on is one on Instagram is a little bit different because most of y'all kind of look at the profile and you go, I'll give him a chance, right? If his profile's shitty, which most guys' profiles are, you kind of go, bump that nigga, right?
I like when a guy has no followers. Or actually, I would prefer you to have no Instagram at all.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hey, this is what I
Why
teach.
is
in
Okay,
my
so
that?
class.
I'm gonna say
What
this.
is
Look,
that? Have no
again,
Wait, what do you mean?
you're clearly
What?
on the you're clearly an outlier, and that's fine, right?
Don't have an Instagram at all and never have a single digital footprint. You are ideal.
And here's the funny thing about it. What you just told men is how to stay single and sexless.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, really. Because Instagram
Because
is
most
the
men
main
are scared to approach in person anyway.
and Instagram is the primary dating app
Donnie,
right
delete
now.
that F
I
and F
don't.
on right now.
You know what I'm saying?
But the reality is, in the perfect world, which I'm sure in y'all world, if she don't have Instagram, you like, oh, she done got
It's the
boosted up
opposite.
5 points.
No.
Oh.
Oh yeah, boosted up. Oh yeah.
You're
Facts,
gonna like
facts,
her
yeah.
more, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you don't even have to worry about Instagram. So I
Yeah.
think that goes for both parties.
Yeah.
If I meet a guy and he checked, all my boxes and he don't have an Instagram, oh,
That's good.
Well,
I
I'm
want you
saying-
to be
I'm saying like this. I'm saying like this.
anonymous.
For-
I like
for guys-
anonymous.
Hey, Donnie, delete that. What
I
are
did.
those?
What
did
I'm
on
saying
that.
is,
okay.
I like anonymous.
what I'm saying is that for a
whatever.
guy, so here's the thing. I do a lot of networking, right? I used to carry business cards around. I stopped doing that because 1, people stopped asking for it. And 2, what I recognize in your Instagram is that a person can see your whole profile, right? So there's one thing for them to see you in person. There's another thing for them to see you as a professional on your profile, right? So for a guy who has a good profile, they're already getting vetted into a woman's life. For most women, maybe not you, but definitely you.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
I'm looking
cool.
at everything.
Exactly.
I'm looking at
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
So
look
if
at
a guy-
it, but I
I'm
just
looking at
prefer it.
Right, and
to
again,
just
you're
be
an
like-
outlier. That's fine. I'm just saying that for the average woman, right? And this is not like a value a value distinction, but I'm just saying for the average woman, what they're looking at is who is he, because who he is determines what type of vibe or what type of experience they're going to get out of him.
So like this. So I'm gonna push back on him, and I'm on y'all side on this. I actually teach in my course how guys can actually get away with not having the Instagram, like not having it, because what happens is, like, he's right. Most guys have shitty Instagrams. So if you have a shitty Instagram, you shoot yourself in the foot and you end up just like actually making it to where you can't get girls. So I like to actually teach guys, if your Instagram sucks, you suck at taking pictures, you suck at fucking making it better, you're not going to do good at this, you might as well not have one, because the mystery because the mystery of you not exposing yourself and exposing everything about your life will get you further. Like women, guys shoot themselves in the foot telling everything about their life, giving up like, y'all are so funny. Like, women sometimes will stay with a dude who's a bum or whatever it is, and as long as he doesn't ruin the fantasy, as long as she doesn't ask the questions that ruin the fantasy, she'll sit there and stay fucking a guy that's broke or just a loser or
Ew.
whatever it is. It happens
That's
all the time.
gross.
But it's because they don't want to ruin the fantasy. And this happens. A lot of guys are really good at building the fantasy up, and they can be broke, they can be nobodies, and they can do this. So like I like to teach guys that like you don't even need the Instagram. Or 9 times out of 10, if you have a bad one, it's gonna shoot yourself in the foot. Like it's not gonna help you. And like I learned this because of the way that I do dating method. It's all cold approach, it's all in person stuff. And there's a lot of women that I've met in person. There's a lot of women that I've talked to that say the same thing, that like they want a guy that doesn't have all the social media and stuff. And the reason why is because like he's right. Women do chase status most of the time, but there's a cycle of dating for women. So like what happens usually is you'll date, like, I don't know which one you'll do first. Maybe you'll date the loser first or the hot guy first. But basically what usually happens is you date the hot guy and you're like, all right, I'm not fucking dealing with that bullshit again. Him cheating and him having all these girls. I'm going to date the normie. So you date the normie and you're like, oh, fuck this normie. He's too lame. I need to go back. So usually there's like this little cycle that women get into, and like you finally like learn sooner or later which one you're like wanting to settle for. Like, yeah. And like, so sometimes they end up settling for the normie guy. And if they're at that point in their thing where they want to go for the normie guy and they settle for that, they might want the guy with the no Instagram, with the no social media, you know, and they really want that. Like, that's like what they want bad. And so it really just depends.
Even
So
though
here's
you
the
have
thing.
it-
I
It
think
doesn't matter because girl, if he gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. Whether he
Even
has
if you have an
or not.
Instagram, I don't really care.
Instagram has nothing to do with cheating. Yeah, cheating.
Yeah.
is-
I know,
You're gonna
but
cheat
but that's why
regardless.
women want it, because in our head, he's not DMing other women.
Oh
He's
man,
not,
now I want
I
to
mean,
feel
right.
later
that's
about
So it
really,
really
that's
doesn't
really
matter.
misguided. That's so misguided.
Well, so to his point, cold approach is actually the best approach, right? Like, realistically speaking, if I talk
meeting
to
girl
you,
real life. Yeah.
in real life, right? If I talk to you in real life, you've already been able to assess me. You know the vibes, you know all that stuff right off rip, right? So that's the best way to approach. What I'm saying is that as far as Instagrams are concerned, if you're gonna have one, the way that you stop yourself from being left on red is by having a good one, right? Because that's going to be your effectively your
That's
resume.
your resume. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you are a successful man, I feel like a lot of the successful men don't really care about like their. I mean, it depends. Like if you are making your living off of Instagram and social
If you
media,
need to market, then
that's
yes.
different.
Yes,
But if you are
yeah,
like
I
a
agree
different
with
kind
you.
of man, like
No.
you don't like you do your work in the real world,
Or you have a blue, or
or if you're
you have a
older.
brick. If you have a
in
brick,
my case, like,
if you have a
I'm
brick and
dating
mortar store, like
somebody-
I have tons of mentors and friends that own business, and they have brick and mortar stores. They don't have Instagrams or anything. They still get bitches because they have a brick and mortar store. Like they're millionaires, they make big money, but
you don't
it's
need
a brick
to have
and
an
mortar.
Instagram
You know?
to prove your.
Yeah, they don't have.
Yeah, you don't have to have an
like,
Instagram. Yeah.
That's why I don't care
like,
about social media.
Like they're the weird guys that have a Facebook and their Facebook profile is just their boat or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
See, he
they're
has a
like,
boat.
like yeah, you can instantly see he's the guy with the fucking boat, which already says a lot right there. I want to peel layer back because you brought up something. You brought up cheating. It's one of my favorite topics. So, do you think cheating's the same between men and women?
Yeah, I think it can be. I think. Listen, I'm a type of person. I think everything depends. I don't think anything is black and white. It's always a gray area. So it
Yeah.
depends
I
on
feel
the
like
woman.
you're the 50-50 person. Like,
It's always an
we had-
exception to the
Yeah, yeah.
remember
rule.
that there was a girl we
Yeah,
had
the
on the podcast maybe like a month or two ago, and every time we try to say there's differences, she always tries.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
she's always trying.
yeah.
No, well, it's 50-50.
Well, there's always
Yeah.
exceptions. So I got to bring up something about the show. There's always the exception to the rule. So I might be like, all women are hypergamous, or I might be like, women are hypergamous. Because if we look at studies, a majority of women are hypergamous. Now,
What is a hypergamous?
hypergamy means that women like to date across and up social hierarchies. So, like, if
Oh,
a guy
100%.
makes $100,000 a year, you usually, or if you make $100,000 a year, you usually want a guy who makes $152,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's 52% when we look at the studies. So, like, that's just like, wait, what was I talking about before hypergamy? I can't remember. Oh, cheating.
Cheating.
Okay, so like cheating. So men and women are completely different in this, though. But there's an issue today whenever we try to combine it and say it's the same for every couple. It's not even close to the same. When a woman cheats, it's fucking over. She already emotionally fully detached from you, like already fully has been talking to the other guy. Like when she goes and sleeps with him, she's already about to be in love with him before she even slept with him. Like it was a buildup, you know. It's the relationship was already over though.
I think it depends.
I wouldn't
9
say she's in
times-
love with
See?
him.
No,
I
no,
wouldn't
no.
say she's in
Yeah.
love
Well,
with
I'm not
the
gonna
new
say in
guy.
love,
it's not
but-
love, but
You
it's
just said
definitely
love.
No.
Well,
But I'm gonna say that she's definitely
into him.
she's definitely more into him than
I
she
would
is her
say
man.
that she's just
The prob-
absolutely not into her old man, so she just wants to screw someone new. She may not be super into the new guy or even in love with him, but she
Okay,
may
well,
just be so over the old one that she's just like, let's go have
Well,
a
can I ask you a
party.
question?
Well, like we can get scientific about it. So Dr. David Buss goes into very much detail when it comes to cheating in his books, especially in The Evolution of Desire. What he talks about how is there's two main reasons why women cheat. One of the hypotheses is say like you're with a guy, he makes great money, he's a great dude in every aspect, he's a provider in every way, shape, or form, but he's a fucking loser. Like he's 5'8", maybe he's fat, he's ugly, whatever the fuck it is. She will cheat and go to another guy. This is called not mate switching. What is this? I can't remember what the other one is called. But this is whenever she'll go and sleep with that guy just to get his genetics, just to get his better baby, and then she'll have the kid, and that guy thinks it's his kid the whole time, and 20 years later he finds out from an ancestry fucking kid that kid wasn't even his the whole time. That's one women cheat. One way women cheat. Another way women cheat is they're trying to get out of a bad situation. They're trying to get out of an abusive relationship. They're trying to their man lost his job. Say he made $100,000 a year and he loses his job and he's broke and he's a nobody. She's gonna be hypergamous and she's gonna want, this one's called the mate switching strategy, where she'll mate switch, and maybe she might not love the guy. Maybe the guy that she goes and fucks, she doesn't love him, but she's doing it to get out of the bond that she's in with this other guy, and then she might not stay with that guy, but she's just using him as leverage to get out of the relationship and go find a better person. So it's not always for love, but I will say that it's always to get out of the relationship, though. It's
not always to get out. Sometimes.
Well, yeah, because sometimes, like I was saying, sometimes it's the way where she'll stay with the fucking beta provider, and then she'll fucking have the kid from the other guy, or she'll be fucking the other guy because that's who makes her feel
I feel like
horny.
That's a way to like make like a loser family.
Well,
I don't want to. Sorry, that sounds really harsh.
You'd be
that
surprised.
Really harsh.
You'd be surprised how often it happens, though.
I feel like if you don't plan like your family, then like you're just lost.
Yeah.
Like
but women cheat this way, but men. The whole point of like, let's bring this all back now. Now, men cheat completely differently. When a man cheats, it's like taking a piss. He went and fucked a girl. He still loves his wife. He still loves his woman. He's coming back to
like
her.
That answer.
He does. He has no emotional attachment to the other girl.
So what was the reason that
what
you
was
went?
the
What was
reason?
what was the reason?
What do you mean? What was the reason why? So once again, our sexual strategies are completely different, because if we go back for 200,000 years, as we were animals back in the day, we have two completely different sexual strategies, especially short term and long term. We have two completely different strategies. Guys, we want variety. We want to try all different types of things. So a guy that has pussy being thrown at him, and it's hard to get pussy. The reason why women are shamed for having sex is because it's easy. The reason why a man is worshipped or oh my God, this is amazing that you do this, because it's hard. It's respected. Anything that's hard is respected. Anything that's easy is not. So because of that, you're going to have to compete with his other options, and he's going to be looked up at. He's going to be looked up at as like a valuable person because of it, and you're going to get degraded for it. It's a double standard that we all have to accept. Sexism, there's double standards in every part of society. Like, I don't get to skip the line of the club. I don't get to get on yachts at 18 years old. So this is just one of those things that doesn't benefit y'all, but it benefits the man a lot. But you
didn't tell us why.
But only a few percentage of men.
Why they do it?
Yeah. So the variety. I told you it's variety. Men like sexual variety. Okay. And once again, only a few percentage of men can even get away with this. Okay. If you don't want a guy that cheats, there's fucking millions of them that can't. Most 95% of men can't cheat if their life relied on. The only way they can cheat is like tricking, like going and paying for pussy or something. Like, most guys don't just have options coming to them. So if you don't want a guy that's a cheater, man, that's most men. It's just most women want the guy that gets women.
So your question is, okay, are you understanding what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So the why in general for the guys who are actually doing it is because they can.
Because they can.
Right.
I agree.
You ever seen Peaky
agree.
Blinders? It's just because they can. So shout out. Well, I ain't gonna say shout out. Rest in peace to Patrice O'Neal. But he has this joke that he used to do. He said that men are fishermen, right?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows what a sports fisherman does, he goes out, he tries to catch the biggest fish, puts it up, shows his friends, takes the picture, all that good stuff, and then he just throws it back into the pond, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says women are the fish that got caught and jumped back onto the boat, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So as far as men are concerned, one of the things that allows us to feel like men is when we go out, we hunt, and we get that fish. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, and this is going back to my original statement way back when I was like, you got to keep a guy's attention. Sometimes what happens is in a relationship, especially when men are with women who are kind of, I got them now, it's cool. They get stagnant, and one day they start going, man, I don't really feel like a man. Let me go feel like a man. This
Mhm.
chick right here, I'm gonna go get her. And as soon as they get her, it's like, it is what it is.
So are you saying that it's partially our fault that
It's
you guys
it's
cheat?
more so the men's desire to feel like a man than it is the
You
man's.
should never take it personal.
Yeah.
Now,
Some men will use
sometimes-
that as an excuse, like
Yes.
it's your fault. But in reality, you
No,
did it
I
because
agree,
you wanted
because
to.
But-
I'm never going to ask the question, what did I do? I'm never going to ask that
And most
question, 'cause I
men
didn't do shit.
like we like to teach men, if you have those type of options, just be honest. And so like guys who have those options, usually we like to teach them, just fucking be honest about it, you know, like because like women respect you way more. Like you're a coward if you won't just be honest about it.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing. This is one thing that women really have to understand about men, right? Again, we want to feel like men when we're dating you. So let's talk about the first interaction. When we first see you on the street, right? In our minds, we're like, we're gonna go holler at her. That's a task. So it looks like confidence for us, but we're going through a lot of stuff internally. And as much as we actually get you, we're like, bam, I am that nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't say that, but it's like, yeah, I can do this, right? And as much as we keep you like, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to feel like we're doing. We want to feel like we're achieving something that a man ought to be able to achieve. This is why men pursue money. This is why men pursue status. This is why men pursue women, because all those things are things that we're designed to get, right? So in as much as if we're in a relationship, even if we cheat, it's not that we're out here going, well, fuck that bitch, I'm on another wave, which is what women tend to do. What we're doing is we're saying, okay, I need to make an achievement. I need to achieve something. I need to hit a marker, hit a goal. What's the easiest thing that a guy can do? Money, women.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
gotta give you
true.
one of my
It's
favorites.
so true.
I gotta give you
So
one of my.
true.
Hold on, because
No, what he
we-
said is
he
so
ain't gave
funny.
us no type of sounds, and when I say something, I need some snaps.
Because my stuff was
Yeah.
fire.
I
That's
need
what it
some-
is.
no.
That was
It
so
was giving
true.
I
Luke-
seen you giving your own stuff.
All right,
though.
I
It
got
was
you
it was
next
giving
time.
lukewarm.
Here,
I'll get
No,
you
but
next time.
I had a conversation with my ex earlier, and he was pretty much saying the exact same things that you were saying. Like,
It's true.
It's your job to make a man feel like a man every day. There's a I
So
forget this
sometimes
guy's
it
name.
can.
Math
Sometimes.
sometimes.
So like sometimes it can.
Math
so,
sometimes.
sometimes it can be the woman's fault. Like don't get me
BPK
wrong.
anime.
If a woman sits there and fucking denies their man sex over and over and
Oh,
over
yeah.
again, yeah, there's definitely cases
You might
where
as well
the
drop him off at the strip club, girl.
yeah, there's definitely cases where the woman will drive the man to fucking cheat, and like they should they take accountability in those cases? Yeah, I actually do think that they should. Like, but I mean, it's really down to like the type of relationship you have. Like we said, most men can't fucking do this, so it's literally who you choose, you know. And
Yeah.
And
I'm even
gonna say
You
like
choose.
not giving sex is the equivalent of not learning who he is so that you can come into his frame. Because again, it's all about showing this man that one, you're the right person for the job, right? That's the first thing. And then two, he is the king of the castle that you're in. That's what this one comedian, he was like, when guys come into the room, they got kids, the woman should be like, "Dur, dur, 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 your dad has arrived." You know what I mean? Like doing all that stuff. Look at the king, like you rolling out the red carpet, because a man's gonna be like, holy shit. No one else is gonna do this for me, and
kinda
even
feel
that's
that
gonna
way.
make him not want to cheat because he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, is this bitch gonna be worth it?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
kinda
So,
feel that
but it's
way.
just that most women won't do that because you don't want to lose yourself. And I'm looking
I
at
don't
you.
think that like I don't think
I'm
that,
messing with you, I'm
like,
messing with you, I'm
that
messing with
that's not losing yourself. I feel like if it's the right man, like
Yeah.
you will
You're becoming
automatically
yourself.
submit.
Yeah.
You're not gonna,
because
but that's the thing. You're not gonna automatically submit. You learn submission.
I
See,
think
but
that
so
you
no,
automatically
I
submit.
agree with her. So this is what
I think that
happens
you
when a
automatically
guy is
submit.
in his masculine role, women fall into their feminine role. But most
Automatically.
men aren't fucking providers. Most men don't have the money. Most men aren't in the right position. So no, it's like she's right. But I wanted to say, like you can like the guy could sleep around and stuff. But or like say like you sleep with the guy on the first night or something like that.
We
You just
gotta
have to
bring
be
us.
comp-
We gotta
you have
bring
to
us
be-
Steven Crowder.
you have to be complimentary. Like it all comes down to how complimentary you are. Like if you add a shit ton of value to these guys' lives, they can't let you go. Like that's kind of basically what he's saying. Like you have
What
to
is the
be
value?
cooking, nurturing, being there for him.
And it's really case by case for
like what do you need help with? Like do you need help with your business in this one thing? Like ask him what does he need help with? Like you suck at laundry, let me come and be complimentary and help you with your laundry because you suck at that, but you're good at making money. Be as complimentary as possible. I wanted to do like the Canada story analogy really quick. So the way the Canada story like analogy works is say like you're a guy and you're sitting outside this candy store and there's all these women inside the candy store and they're just eating up all the candy. At 18 years old, these women get into the candy store. They instantly get access. They can eat as much candy as they want. As a guy, though, we're all waiting in line. We don't get in the candy store until we're 35. So we're all waiting in line. We're seeing the girls have fun. We're seeing one of our homies get in there through the line after he hits 35, and he's fucking splurging, having a great. He's eating all the candy. It's like, dude, fuck yeah, like let's go, bro. You're killing it. Like so once that happens though, and once we get into the candy store, a lot of the women like to be like, why are you splurging on the candy? Why are you eating all this? It's like we've been watching y'all through the fucking windows eating all the candy too. How how are you gonna tell us when we had to wait 15 years to get into the candy store to try to tell us not to fucking go splurge on the candy? Y'all, we didn't get it at 18 like y'all. We had to work years to get to it. So that's why sometimes when a guy gets to 30, 35 and he's worked his ass off to become a millionaire, to become CEO, to build his business, whatever it is, and then he wants to exercise his options, that's why. He worked his ass off to get up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And women cannot judge it.
Right? He earned that, right?
He earned it, yeah. And women, y'all get it right there at 18. So the biggest people that can't judge are the ones that are 18 that are splurging too. Because there's some women that hit 18, 19, 20 and they fucking
Busting
they
wide
splurge
open.
on the candy too.
Memphis juking.
Yeah, so
Memphis juking on the pole.
It goes both ways. Let me check out the super chat so I don't get behind on those. $5 from Dr. Matt. Thank you, bro. Has a guy you ever been with ever asked to meet your dad? That's a good question.
Good question.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a red flag right there.
That's a big ass red flag. Yeah.
There's no dad to me.
There's no dad to you? What do you mean?
There's no dad to me.
Like you don't have a dad?
I have obviously I have a dad. Obviously I have a dad, but he's not worth meeting.
Oh, he's not worth meeting? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no.
But has a guy still ever asked though, can he meet like
Yeah, I mean, then we have to go into the long conversation of
why
There's
it's
no
not worth
reason
it,
why
yeah.
to meet him.
Well, yeah, so just one of them.
It happens.
What if your current boyfriend asked to meet your parents? Would you be up for that?
I already told him. Okay, so my current boyfriend, he knows my dad's situation. My mom, she's a different battle.
Like she won't like it?
Not that she won't like it. Okay, so I'm just gonna straight up say it right now. Me and my boyfriend right now, we have a bit of an age difference. So
a little bit of age gap.
He's 50 and I'm 25. I'm 24.
Hey, shout out to
I'm about to be 25.
What you call him, Zaddy or something?
Hey,
Grandpa.
chill. I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time, like, yeah, there would be no dad to meet, but it'd be my mom.
Yeah,
and my grandpa.
I don't think you need to be that nervous about it because
I'm not nervous
because it's becoming way more acceptable today. Like they're not, people aren't shaming people nearly as much like today as they were 10, 20 years ago, because people were doing the traditional thing like, oh, let's get together, we're both 26, let's get married, we're both 25.
To me, that's like you meet someone that's your age and like they are not even like anywhere near where you want them to be financially and like mentally. It's more mentally.
It's the hypergamy thing. It's the like y'all want to date across and up. If we look at history, there's a reason why there was arranged marriages with girls that were 16, 17, 18 with men that were 30 and 40.
Lower. It's like 13. 14.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. I'm not trying to push it.
I'm not trying to push that, but that when we look at history, that is just like the general.
I just don't think
group.
it's crazy how shit used to be, and like how it is today.
To me, it feels normal, but yeah.
No.
I've never asked anyone for my dad.
What if you introduce him? What if you introduce him to your mom, and your grandfather, and you find out that he and your grandfather graduated from the same class?
They didn't, because I know my grandfather's age. My grandfather's a little bit older.
He's like 55. What is?
Oh my god!
I was just fucking with you. It's not that bad. I'm not.
Was he lying?
I'm gonna end up being one of them 50-year-olds with a 24-year-old. I need to shut my fucking mouth right now. $5 from Glenn. It's always men's fault, or at least that's what I hear. Yeah, sometimes it is, Glenn. That's the conversation. Then I changed my answer. Lack of sex is always the women's fault. Yes, it is.
You can't even spell lack. You don't come on here talking about us.
What he was lack like?
Fat thumbs.
No.
Let him make it.
Shout out to Glenn.
He's the shame.
Yeah, he was over
I'm
there.
just playing.
$10 from Joe Cole. Most of the greatest men in history were short. Alexander the Great was 5'4". I did not fucking know that.
The greatest men in history.
I thought Alexander the Great was actually pretty tall.
I thought he was too. I had no idea.
I knew Napoleon was, Genghis Khan was, but I thought Alexander the Great was.
This is where the Napoleon complex came into
a real thing.
Yeah, it's like short men gross complexes.
Is 5'7" short? Okay.
For a guy?
Okay, because
For me, it's not short.
I like it when women
I'm
ask
4'11".
this,
Okay.
I'm 4'11", so 5'7" is not short.
Well, the average
love
height
because
is
all of my
5'9".
friends, I'll tell y'all, I'm different from all of my other friends. Like, they are automatically, babe, you got to be 6. I don't care. As long as
I
you're
don't
not
care about
under me,
height.
I'm 5'5", so you could be 5'5".
Oh, so for you,
5'6",
it's not
5'7".
really okay. That makes
I don't.
sense.
That's
Would you
superficial.
give up
I
heels?
don't care about any of that.
Would you give up heels?
Would I give up heels?
Yeah, like y'all can't, like you can't wear heels for the rest of your life because your height. Would you be okay with that?
I'm not gonna stop wearing heels because of your height. If I love the fuck out of you, I love you. I'm wearing my heels, and if you
everything's
got
just
something to
fine.
say.
So he's saying like, do you care? So
So
Does
you
he
don't
have to-
mind going out
Yeah.
and you being in heels and him being shorter than you when you have heels on?
you're saying he has to be taller than you without heels. Doesn't
But
matter
what-
if you have
but,
heels.
But
on.
what
Yeah.
I'm asking
Okay, yeah.
is like,
Yeah, my
could you
normal
accept it? Like
A
because
guy that's shorter than me.
yeah, well, like you're 5'5", right?
Yeah.
So would you accept a guy that's 5'9"? Because that means that if you wore
Yeah, that's
heels,
what I
like
was-
5-inch heels,
that's
you'd
what
be
I was
1 inch
saying, yeah.
taller.
Yeah, the ex that I told y'all about that my family kind of clowned me for, but I liked because he was that was.
You know
part of
what's
the reason
fucking
he was
sad
short.
is that happens today.
Oh,
That
yeah,
like
they
you can
clowned
find
me.
somebody
Wait,
that
why'd you
might
break
be.
up with him?
You
Though?
might have the perfect
He was
guy,
a-
and
religious
family does
difference.
that.
Oh,
He
you
was
said
an
he was atheist. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So, but it was nothing. Like we connected like very good.
No,
So
I-
how long were y'all dating?
A full year and a half.
So what made you like break up with him a year later as opposed to because he's always been atheist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you
So
break?
why did it take so long?
Why did it take so long?
He ain't
Because
never
I
wanna
like
bless his
to.
food.
I'm the type of person that likes to
Yeah.
give people chances. I believe you
You
have
thought
to
he was
try.
gonna like convert? You thought he was gonna convert him?
No, I mean, I didn't think like right in that moment. I figured maybe like if we got married and things like that. But honestly, that really wasn't my focus. But as we started to kind of talk about marriage and kids and long term, and then just when I'm going through a deep spell, I want a man to be able to pray over me. Certain things like that. It wasn't really, adding.
So y'all
to
was
me.
having sex and it was straight and it got real.
Actually, to
like,
be honest, he was like, we was like fun. He was like, "What's up, Jason?" But
Wait.
Shout out
no.
Jason.
Wait, no. So
I'm gonna send him this part. He go, I'm gonna boost
Jason
his
Alpha
ego.
willed you, okay?
He'll be ready to buy me a bag.
Don't boost his ego.
Girl, I need a new bag. I'm
wait.
just
So like are you still friends with this guy?
Yeah,
we're
clearly,
cool.
yeah. She said-
Yeah.
said it
So
to him.
that's fucking dope. So but did you break up partially because of your friends' opinions though? Like, did your
Mm-mm.
friends ever say anything about
No,
his
I'm
height?
the type of person. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Okay.
That's me. I have free spirit. I'm that person in my family. I don't.
You don't let
care.
no-
As long as I
Would
like
you consider yourself shallow or not really?
it. Mm-mm.
Not even close.
No.
Yeah, and that's a great
No.
trait. I would say one of the biggest problems today is everybody is shallow as fuck.
Very
To
good.
the Instagram.
Vanity. I mean, if you sit there and you see the most beautiful women all the time, or like you see nothing but chiseled ass dudes, you're gonna sit there and think that
I
that's
like
what.
a dad bod.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, a lot of people would say
Oh, I
there's
love
no
a
fucking
belly.
way.
I'm not vain.
I like a little.
See, you know,
It's,
like
it's about character. It's about personality, and mostly it's about
Depends-
sense of humor.
it depends where
humor,
you're at.
humor
there
is
you're
the
at
number
on that
one.
side.
Like,
thing.
let's be honest.
Humor
Like,
is
y'all
the
just
number-
want a guy who's fun. So all the character stuff goes out the window when he can make y'all laugh good enough, long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
like,
telling you, it's all about
You
that
make
cycle.
me
bro.
laugh good.
My
enough. I'm over
celebrity
here
crush
laughing.
is
Yeah, you know,
Jonah
you
Hill.
busting it wide open. That's why.
My celebrity crush is like
I'm
Jonah
messing with you.
Hill. I love a funny guy. I
So,
love
hey,
funny.
Jason.
That's weird. Jonah Hill's just weird though.
He's hot.
I
He's
would.
hot.
You know what?
He's hot.
Jonah could probably bag me.
He's hot.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is
I
crazy.
would marry him.
because
You
he's
would
marry Jonah
so
Hill?
fucking. His personality
dude,
is
right?
top tier. Come on now, and he got money.
No.
But
But you talking about Fat Jonah or Skinny Jonah?
No.
Both. I'll take both.
Both.
Either one. Probably Fat Jonah. Quite frankly,
Honestly.
I like a little belly. I like.
Honestly,
I like
he was
He gonna
this
have to be a
movie.
character for the rest of his life then.
This is a movie called The Sitter. Have you seen The
But I
Sitter?
feel that work.
Have you seen The Sitter? It's Jonah Hill.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
And it just shows that there's a line in the movie that's like, fat guys eat the best, you know.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's fat.
We gotta understand this. Like, you always come back to the eating pussy thing.
Ooh,
What is going on?
Wait, and then you just said facts. So you're speaking out of experience. Then let me.
You
He said Jason probably a pastor now.
Oh my God, Jose.
you got
Every
baptized today.
Poor guy, man.
That's hilarious. Yeah, she in the DMs. Hey, big head. Look.
Oh, chill.
Okay,
My
I
man's
love
in the
it.
chat.
all right. I guess I'll go back to like the subject that we were on earlier. I didn't ever get to the next question on it. I gotta ask: is simp a good thing or a bad thing? If a guy's a simp, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
I'm not raising my son to be a simp.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I don't know. I feel like, okay, what do you qualify as a simp?
Like I was saying,
All the
the
stuff that we said
unequal
earlier.
exchange of value. Unequal
Okay, no, a
exchange.
simp is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a
Every
bad thing.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Always bad. Yeah, it's always bad. It's never a good thing for a guy to give up his value. Like, he doesn't understand his own value. If he knew his own value and he knew
It's
how
like a
good
lack
he
of
was,
self-love.
You know what's
yeah, it's
funny,
a lack
though?
of it's self-esteem too. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what's
it's
funny is that
gross.
like every woman, no woman likes a simp. Like no woman will go to sleep with sleep with a simp, right?
Yep. Dries up
But
that
every
Sahara
woman
pussy.
will listen to him for relationship advice.
Yes, they will.
Every last one of y'all will. I mean, and it's funny because the simp will say the same thing that your homegirls say.
Yep.
Oh well, you gotta vet him. You ain't gotta give up the box too soon. You gotta whoop de whoop. Oh, you're doing too much for him, sis. You know, shit like that. Every woman will
Don't
do that.
chase him. Don't chase him.
1,000%.
The right man will chase you.
And it's the people that you will never fuck, or the people that you would never. Because I'm assuming that all of y'all are, strictly dickly, right?
I like girls.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like fruits and veggies.
I'm not talking
No,
about.
sorry.
I'm not talking about for
yeah.
sex. I'm talking about in like for relationship.
Oh, men.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
Strictly.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Not strictly.
So none of y'all would ever try to marry a woman,
No,
but for
probably
some
not.
reason you'll listen to every last one of your single friends.
I don't think.
I
Okay,
don't.
wait. I think it's
Well,
a bad idea to.
I feel like you burn sage.
I
You
even
burn
told
sage?
my man this the other day. I told him that it
You
was
do?
a bad idea. It's a bad idea to
I'm
listen to
hit.
your
I
single
love it.
friends.
Hey, look, you trying to get in her box? DM me. I got you. I'm
No, don't get in my box, baby.
I'm messing
'cause
with you, I'm
I'm
messing with
off
you.
the market.
oh, you're off
You
the
are.
market?
You got a boyfriend?
No, I'm
You
just
married?
I'm just off the market.
Also, like you single
yeah,
AF
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
just
still-
for the night
focusing
until
on-
Jason like hit you up.
No.
So
You got that Corinthians.
He like I read song.
are you celibate?
Am I celibate? Yeah.
Are you celibate?
How long you been celibate?
No, I'm in a
Pretty much.
relationship. I'm not
Okay,
celibate.
okay, that's fine.
You ain't- I'm sorry.
I said.
Well, I guess
journey,
everybody
but yeah.
starts. Yes, everybody starts somewhere. You said, well, you're
No.
dating
You
Mr.
said no.
50.
I'm in a
He on the blue pill
relationship.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
He on the Mr. 50.
Mr.
Wait. What?
He's
your
a blue pillar.
boyfriend.
He's a blue pillar.
What does a blue pill mean?
The Viagra pill.
Oh God!
You getting it in every night.
You don't need a blue pill.
Hey, that's
I
why
make
you
it
with him.
stand up enough. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, we had this
You
conversation.
said you and her?
We had this conversation last night.
Shit, I can't remember what I was about to ask. Oh yeah, I gotta. There's a little test I like to do. Would you rather be with a part-time pimp or a full-time simp? So what that means is like the part-time pimp is the guy that he might go on a business trip once a year and like to another state and another city, and like he might sleep with a girl while he's there. Like he goes to the bar, this girl hits him up, he ends up fucking her. It's no big deal. He comes back home to you like the next day after the business trip's over. Nothing's different, okay? Would you rather be with that guy who once a year does that business trip and might fuck another girl because he's so attractive, or the guy that is a full-time simp? So that means every day you catch him liking girls' pictures, you catch him sending $10 when a girl
Oh my
asks
God.
for it. He fucking just be like messaging girls all the time. Like he's just a simp. Like he's giving a lot of his money, energy, attention, and time to all these random women that aren't you. Which one would you rather be with, the part-time pimp or the full-time simp?
It sounds like the simp is the part-time pimp. He getting it in every day of the week.
Well, he's not getting it in. That's
He's
what.
trying
But that's
to.
the thing. He's
Oh.
trying really hard, but
Oh,
he never
yeah,
he
I'ma go
never
with
gets
the-
it though.
I'm gonna go with the part-time pimp because why you trying so hard and don't get no pussy?
It looks even worse,
Right,
huh?
right.
It's even more lame, huh?
I said this last time, a part-time pimp, but my man would never do that. So
Yeah. Well,
Sprinkle,
no,
Love
sprinkle.
him.
I just.
You watch her too.
What are y'all
Wow,
talking
what
about?
just happened? Yeah, I have no clue.
No, but I love.
Sprinkle.
I just love to prove those.
That's
That
my
sounds like-
Twitter bio.
That
That's
sounds
my
like some
Twitter
zoo
bio.
stuff.
So
I don't
funny.
know.
I'm sorry.
No, what's her name? What's her name?
Ooh, Shira.
Oh
Shira.
no, fuck that. His name is D.
Sprinkle.
No, it's D, right?
No, it's Shira. And you know what? When y'all were talking earlier, everything that y'all says, like she actually said. So basically, she's like I guess, an advice coach, and she tries to give women advice on how to bag a high value man and things.
What's
on
her
what to
name?
do.
Shira.
Shira.
This is like a YouTuber or
SHERA.
something?
TikToker.
No, she's actually
TikTok.
on
Is she on YouTube?
YouTube, but people have started to put her videos on TikTok.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
She ain't gonna last.
Check her out. You'll
No,
like
she
her.
will.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
'cause
love
y'all don't
it.
like
Actually,
advice.
No, she gives good advice. Cause the thing is, like, she kind of like coincides on what y'all's kind of message is.
Mhm.
Like she 100% agrees with like a high value man kind of situation, but she does it from like a perspective of like you have to do this and this to bag that man and like be smart about who you try to bag.
Well, I'm saying she's a dating coach for women, right?
I guess
Yeah.
So statistically speaking, because women don't like to listen to shit, what happens
Yeah,
is
women don't-
Women
they
are
start
stubborn. Women are stubborn.
They start recognizing that, and instead of being a
They
dating coach
kinda
for
get
women,
mad.
they
They
start
kinda
doing
get,
dating
like,
coaching for men.
yeah, they
That's
start
what I mean.
kinda-
She's not gonna last because like eventually she's gonna be like, man, these niggas don't listen to nothing.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was a girl that
She
went
even says
viral.
it in her videos.
There was a girl that went viral a long time ago, and one of the she was a female dating coach, and the reason why her video went viral was because she was complaining about how all the girls that she was coaching had crazy expectations and like all this crazy stuff they're asking for. It's like, bitches, I cannot deal with y'all
You'll
no
do
more.
okay. Wait,
Y'all
wait.
are crazy.
You'll do so
Like
much
she literally
better.
said that. She
You'll
was like,
do
I'm done.
so much better. Like okay, for me personally, like you will do so much better when it comes to relationships whenever you kind of like be humble and expect less, because then the man is gonna want to give you so much more because like you are just like a humble normal girl, and like the thing is like you don't have to pretend to be that. Like if that's naturally how you are, like the man's gonna like sense that and like just want to give you more naturally.
Yeah,
So-
so what's crazy is just being Christ-like is what makes a relationship good, and being Christ-like is just being giving. Like I always explain in my relationship with my girl, we're constantly out giving each other. We're constantly trying to out like work for the other person, like do things for them. And the problem today is a lot of people are like, I'm not doing anything for him. He hasn't done nothing for me. Or the guy's like, I ain't doing nothing for that bitch. She ain't done nothing for me. And it's just like, if you have that mentality, you never come together and do this. But like you have to constantly be prepared to do whatever for the other person. Like most people don't want to do that because what happens is you do that for the wrong person and you get burned, or like the girl does it for the like that's what happens every time. And then we're like, fuck this, I'm never doing that again. And like I read a lot of books that are based off relationships for women, and one of the big things that they talk about is that a woman gives their all for their first relationship. They find like that first guy that they're really down for, they put everything into it, and then you're like, once you get your heart broken because you put everything into it, it hurts fucking bad. It's the worst feeling ever, and you're like, never again will some motherfucker get that from me ever again because that hurt so fucking bad. Fuck all these new guys. I want the leverage every guy I'm with now. I want to be the one who controls, like, I want to be the one who controls the relationship. I want to be who controls everything. And then you get into these relationships where you have the leverage, but you don't really give a fuck about that guy. And you disrespect him so much, he'll end up cheating on you, or you'll end up cheating on him. And women do this all the time. And some women get into this cycle, and it takes until they're 30, 35 to realize, fuck, I've been dating these guys that I don't really give a fuck about. And really, I need to be giving my all to the right man, and I'm not doing that. And that's the issue is we always end up relationships with people that we're not supposed to be with, and we're not giving our all to them because they're not that guy. And you need to find that guy and take the risk, take the plunge, and lose it all. But that's the scary thing for women. This is why virginity is such a big deal for women. This is why body count is such a big deal for women. This is why they would do planned fucking marriages and everything. Like, because if you fuck up, if you go to the wrong guy just a few times, you're fucked. You're emotionally so fucked up from it, and there's no way of getting out of the cycle. Like unless you self-realize, unless you have self-awareness. But most people don't have self-awareness today. It's very hard to have self-awareness when everybody around you is reinforcing your false awareness. If everybody was
that's why having the right friends is so important, because like you have like the wrong
so hard.
company.
Even the right friends though.
Yeah,
like,
but like
even the right friends
really
won't know
within.
to tell you the
truth. It really
truth.
comes from within.
That's what I'm saying. It really does come from within, because even your close friends don't know what you're really fucking going through.
I'm definitely gonna push back on that last part as far as like it coming from within, because 90% of y'all, and I'm including myself in that's right. Most people don't know what they don't know.
True. Yeah.
Right. So if you're an empty vessel, you can't come from within to make something out of nothing. So you have to be around people who've been there, who can actually advise you.
Teach you.
The problem is that most people don't like accountability. And so you intentionally stay away from those people who are going to be like, don't do that, because you want to turn up, you want to do the things that you want to do, right? That's just the reality, especially with women. That's why it's a dating podcast. Most women won't get around married couples for that very reason. Most women won't get around other women who will give you the right advice for that very reason. Most women won't listen to men for that very reason, right? Because at the end of the day, respectfully, accountability for most women is like raid to roaches.
Yeah.
I agree
I'm
with
dead
that.
ass.
I 100% agree with
like,
that.
you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of what it is. So what most of y'all have, if you want to get married tonight, you find somebody that you disagree with. He's 50. He ain't got the time, so you got to figure it out.
It's on you.
Yeah, I'm like,
I ain't got no prospects.
So I'm telling her, man, he got about good 25 years. You better figure that out. I'm messing with you.
I agree with you though, and I think for me, I'm 26. I just turned 26 in December. I was 25 last year, and that's when I went through like a really, really like hard
shit.
breakup for me. Because me and the guy, we dealt with each other for
Was it Jason?
8 years. No.
Okay.
Like, this was somebody that was still in the picture no matter what. I wasn't cheating on Jason with him or anything. It was just one of those.
You're
peculiar
alpha
situations.
widowed.
Yeah, I was about to say,
you're
yeah.
alpha widowed.
Yeah. And for me, like, that year, I learned last year, like, damn, like, yeah, I can vent to my friends, vent to them, but I shouldn't seek them for advice because it's not that they're intentionally giving me bad advice, but they don't know.
They don't know what they don't
been
know
there,
either.
right?
What's the term? It's misery
Misery
needs
loves
company.
company.
misery loves company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you cannot trust your friends that are single because they're going to try to make you single. So then
well,
we
that's
can
not
all be
always the case. It's just
It's not always, but
but
9 times
sometimes,
out
yeah.
of 10, I'm telling you, and it's like he was
Unintentional
saying,
sabotage.
and even if it's unintentional, like she's just trying to give her best advice she can, but she's never been in a good relationship, or her parents were divorced, like she never even saw like a good family. It's like people just like to talk out their ass and talk when they shouldn't even be talking. Like they like to give advice when they shouldn't even be giving advice. That's like the world we live in.
Here's
And
something
that's
funny.
something about real quick, and that goes to maturing and being a woman and kind of the space that I'm in as well. Like last year for me was literally the year that I learned accountability. And by that, I mean, I've always been the type of person to apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm going to sit here and try to understand what I did wrong. But I didn't understand that accountability also meant understanding the role that you played in things and what you allowed. And that's what a lot of young women, we do not understand. We go and we talk to our friends and they're like, oh girl, give him another chance.
It's feminism too.
Yeah.
Like feminism tells y'all go become a boss babe, go do all this type of stuff, and in reality it's gonna keep you from the guys that you really want sometimes. And like that's
so talk to your aunties and your grandma. They know better
Don't talk to
than your
them.
home,
Hell
girl.
no, don't talk to them. Maybe your granny, but don't talk to your auntie. Most
No,
of
I'm
them
gonna
single
talk to my
anyways.
auntie.
Is she
it just
married?
depends if they're married. Yeah, if
Okay,
they're in a
that's
good
different.
relationship, then
I'd
yeah,
say
you
yeah.
can. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, all my sisters are married. Like you take things with a grain of salt because not every marriage is good, you know. But I am going to seek that woman that got that ring over a woman who hasn't. And I'm not saying that you're never going to get one, but you've never been in this situation to even know. So
Yeah. I'm a huge pusher of interracial dating. Like I
too.
like I actually had a girl like on the show, and she came on like 4 or 5 months ago. She was super masculine, like tall black girl. She was like 5'10", like super tall girl, and she came on the show, super masculine, argued every point. She came back like 2 months later, whole new woman. Fucking just literally whole new person. She had this guy she was talking to. He actually came. He was in the studio. He was a short white guy who made good money, and he came to the studio and we talked to him and all this stuff. And literally like about 3 or 4 weeks ago, she like posted on her story. He proposed, and she's getting married now. She's literally only known this guy for like 3 months or something like that.
So what changed her viewpoint?
I mean, her DMs in my messages shows that she was actually taking the advice. She like literally like she was asking me questions, like trying to figure out what to do, and she leveraged everything perfectly. Like the guy was a good guy, but she also asked the right questions to know how to make him happy. Like she asked some very specific questions on what to do for him. And I said, help him with his business. Like he had a really strong business. I was like, fucking help him directly with his business.
What kind of business was it?
Gyms. So like whenever, but when you do that, whenever you sit there and you date outside your race, or you go and do the thing that you never thought that you wanted, sometimes that's when you find exactly what you want. You know, like it sucks though. It sucks because I know like there's tons of black women that come on the show and they're like, I only want a black man. It's like,
so what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so that's kind of scary for me, right? Because it's like, how do I find that balance? Like, first of all, I work a 9 to 5, 5 days out of the week. On the weekend, I'm honestly pouring all of this time into myself, which is why I'm taking a break from dating, because I do understand that I do need to be open and available for my partner. But right now where I'm at, I'm trying to build myself as a woman.
Yeah.
So going back to her situation, it's kind of scary for me. Like, how do I balance helping him out, giving extra time, you know, those 3-4 hours, whatever, when it could be pouring into myself, because I have so much that I want to accomplish.
This is why the world is broken, is because feminism pushed y'all into the workplace. Y'all have to work. The dollar is devalued so bad you have to go to work.
Does that make me a bad person?
So it doesn't.
I had these dreams since I was a kid.
I think you were forced into that role, and you have to push that away as much as possible when you find the right guy. And even though it's hard, even though you're tired from your 40-hour work week, you need to do whatever it takes to show him that you would completely get rid of all of that just for him.
I don't know.
And so
I think the right
here's the
guy is
how.
gonna make you like naturally get rid of those roles.
Huh?
No.
The right guy's gonna naturally make you get rid of
No.
those roles.
No,
There's not
because
enough
at
of
the
them.
end of the day,
No.
Not if you have
A
vision
guy-
for yourself.
a
and
guy
it's-
can't make you do anything.
Not make you, but like he's
No,
gonna
hear me out, hear
guide
me out,
you.
hear
He's
me
Well,
out,
gonna
hear me out.
guide you.
she's
You're
talking
saying
about
if-
money wise. Like, and you're right. If the guy has enough money, then she can fall into her role of not worrying about her jobs and shit.
And that's where
But that's rare.
that's where I. So here's the thing. We kind of go into the whole she's gonna fall into her feminine role, right? But part of being feminine isn't cooking. That's like the buy-in, in the same way that a buy-in for a guy is making money and providing. You know what I'm saying? So part of being feminine is what I was telling earlier, recognizing what his need, what he said earlier, recognizing what his needs are, and then becoming more like him. In as much as she helps him with his business, what is she doing? She's learning characteristics that's gonna make him more wealthier. She's becoming more like him, right? You don't automatically do that. That's
Yeah.
learned. And most women don't want to learn that. You'll get money. And this perfect example. How many people how many housewives of Atlanta episodes have they had? Right? How many feminine women on those things with rich, because they all have a rich husband, right?
Uh-huh.
How many feminine women do you see on there?
None of them.
Exactly.
I've never watched those shows,
You see
but
what I'm
Maybe
saying?
one.
I've
Maybe
never,
None of
one,
them,
maybe one.
because
I've
the
never
one,
watched no
because the one who
housewives in my
actually
life.
is doesn't last long.
Yeah.
Because she's not good for TV.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
So my
not good.
point is, it doesn't happen automatically. What you have to do is get with a person who's going to help you become that way. So when you're sitting, I
agree.
tell all my homegirls do the same thing, right? This is kind of how I was like, you burn sage, dude, because every girl who
I don't
sounds
burn
like,
it on the regular.
I'm not
so
saying you burn it. I'm just saying you do it in general, right? But my point is, like,
I've done it.
look, you've done it.
Yes.
You like it, I love it. So what I'm saying is that the ones who do it, I'm not talking about burning sage, right? But the ones who say, I gotta work on myself, right? I'm gonna be celibate. I'm gonna be in my space. I'm outside the street.
In your season.
In my season. Most of them try to work on themselves in isolation. Well, the problem is, like I said before, you don't know what you don't know. Right.
Mhm.
And the best way for you to sharpen yourself is with other people. So you have to go out into the dating market. Now, I'm not saying that you go out blind. You do have to work on yourself. You have to listen to podcasts, read stuff like that, so that you get practical tools to go out into the dating market with. Right. But once you go out with those practical tools, that's when you go with the people and you start trying to vet people out. Oh, I learned this thing. Let me go communicate with somebody and figure out how to use this thing. And as much as you're using it, you're going to go, he's not worth it.
Mhm.
You're becoming better that way.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. You can't sit in your bedroom and become feminine, because a masculine man is going to help you become feminine.
Yeah, you have
Babe,
to
I
get
don't
out,
like
but
that.
it's okay to have a season. Like,
No.
I'm not gonna spend all of 2024 locked in my house.
I'm not
But-
saying that you're spending all 20. Okay, so let me put it like this. Since everybody understands sports, I hope everybody understands sports analogies, right? You don't? Okay.
I don't understand sports at all.
You
In fact,
don't?
I cannot believe she was 25 last year, being 26 this year. What does that mean?
It's,
Jose.
So
You
you pretty
said
much
that.
said something very obvious. I was gonna point it out, but I was like, I'm gonna let her make it.
What?
You were like, you said
You're like, I'm
you said I
26
just turned
now.
26 this year.
Oh,
And I was
okay, okay.
25
It's like,
last year.
duh.
I was like saying, it's like saying a double negative. Okay, Jose, mind your business. You know, be shutting up.
I was like, did she just say, hey, whatever?
No.
But no, bottom line is like, so for sports analogies, and sorry, but
Yeah.
in general, what guys, let's say you play basketball, you'll be in the gym and you'll be shooting for by yourself, practicing, right? But after you practice for, let's say, 5 hours, you go out and you test what you've learned with other people, right? So what women tend to do is every Friday they're in the house. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're in the house. But guess who's outside at that time? The men. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that you have to go out to the clubs, but when a guy says, hey, let's go out on a date, you say, let's do it.
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, you're going to get a free meal anyways, and then you'll be able to practice what you've been learning at the house. That's what I'm saying.
That makes sense.
Let me check out that super chat before I ask the last question. $2 from Dr. Matt. Thank you, bro. Has a man ever given you a marriage proposal?
No.
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 No simps.
Go get you one of those.
No fucking
you could
simps.
get one tonight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he waits.
He's 50.
That's why he dated you.
You
That's
see,
why
he just had a success story. You got to get in his
Nah, for
DMs
real.
tonight.
Hey.
You
Gotta get
tripping.
the rub of
I
the
want to
night.
slow roll
I
it.
don't know if like my goal is to get married.
Oh, Lord.
necessarily.
Why are you dating this man? You ruined this man's life.
What? No. Hey.
Have you
I'm messing
told
with
him
you. I'm
that?
messing
Does
with
he
you. I'm
know
messing
that?
with
Have
you.
y'all talked? about that?
We've talked about it, and the thing is, like, okay, wait.
Is he trying to get married?
That sounds really.
Is it just
when
a legal
when
marriage?
I said that, everyone looked at me like eyes darting.
I'm guessing it's just a legal marriage, right? Like
No, the thing is, okay, I would 100% like. This is a man that I would get married to, but I never in the past would have thought myself to like
Get married.
Honestly, I was never against it, but it was never like a goal of mine.
So you're if it happens, it happens.
I'm not like it's not a goal, but it would have to be like the right person.
Okay.
It has to be the right person, and he's the right person.
He's like showing himself to be that.
He's
that
the right
nice.
person.
We'll see, because I feel like she would have been like, "Fuck yeah, marry me right now" if he was the right person.
But
Women break rules for alphas and make rules for betas.
I'm not gonna say that right now, like off the bat. Like we're still.
You're still figuring it out.
Hey, I'm just gonna put it this way.
We're heading that way.
I'm just gonna put it this way.
We're heading that way.
I've been with my girl for about 2.5 years now. Since about 2 or 3 months in, she's been begging for a ring.
I'm
all I'm
gonna
say is that there's certain types of girls though that when she's really down for you, she fucking wants that shit as soon as possible, and she still bugs me for it every few months because she very much wants. Because
don't turn that on him.
Because
we ain't gonna do that. Not now. We about to end.
No, because I'll explain why. I have the leverage. A man, you need to always trust that the man is gonna make the right decision at the right time.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not gonna beg for it, because I just know that like whatever
he has the leverage.
No, whatever's destined for me. And the thing is, I know that the guy that I'm with, like he's with me 100%.
If he really is down for you, he might propose in 3 months. And
that's why I don't have to beg for it.
And if she's really down for it, she's gonna say yes.
So what's your hold?
She's not even gonna say anything. Well, I think she'll say yes immediately, even if it's 2 or 3 months later.
To your point, like the fact that she's not asking for it kind of is a telltale.
I don't need to beg for it because I know that it's gonna come eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
I know it is.
So you're confident about.
I know. I'm not even confident. I'm like almost 100% sure.
That's confidence.
Yeah, and I can totally understand that.
Confidence.
I can understand.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's your hold up?
Because I want to be at the perfect, like I want the perfect wedding. I want all the perfect things. Like I want it all done really. Like everybody has a dream of how they want things done.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. Like everybody.
But you want to marry her.
But at the end of the day, you just want to reach certain. So the reason why shit's really fucked up for men today, when it comes to relationships, just sleeping around, all of it. Guys are emasculated like crazy, okay? So 50, 60 years ago, our fathers, our grandfathers could easily buy a house, could easily fucking have all these things. Like, you could look like an established man. There was no Amazon or no Gucci. Like, I mean, there's Gucci, but like, you didn't have to worry about buying your girl the Birkin. Like,
the right girl's not gonna want you to buy a Birkin.
What he's saying is you can be middle class and still be able to be a man.
There was the middle class was very easily defined, and it was very like there wasn't just all this nuance of like all these want. The problem is that a woman today wants all. Well, it's not even just the city girls. Women just want more than normal today. They just want more because of advertisement. There's way more ads in front of our face now than there was when there was only billboards and ads on TV.
Yeah, based on celebrity.
Hold on. So because of that though, men are extremely emasculated. Most men aren't getting. There's a lot of guys that make 40, 50K a year and they will never get in a relationship because how would you feel as a man when you can't even fucking take care of your girl? It emasculates you. Yeah. So a lot of men I'm emasculated by society. I don't want to get married right now. I want to fucking own a big house and a big farm. I want to fucking have multiple businesses. There's certain goals I want to hit, and I probably could have hit these goals fucking 5 years ago if we were living 30 years ago, but we're not living 30, 40 years ago. In today's time, it's harder than ever to reach these goals as a man. So I feel like a lot of men have all these goals and they're extremely emasculated by not hitting them. So sometimes they won't take girls seriously. They won't try to have kids. They won't try to make families because how scary is it when you can't even afford to take care of those things?
Well, that's why you want to take care of your man because you know that they're going through so much. Like if you see your man come home and you do like the most to like make him feel stressed, then automatically he's not going to take you seriously because there's already so many problems out in the world that are going to make him feel so like stressed out. Like whenever he comes home, like if your response is not hello handsome, like come with me,
and 9 times out of 10 it's not
she's listening. I love
it. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10
hello handsome.
No, but good job. But 9 times out of 10 this doesn't happen, especially equal relationships. Think about equal relationships. Especially, yeah. Imagine 50-50 relationships. Fucking, you ain't coming home to none of that nice shit. You coming home to why the fuck ain't the lawn mowed? Why the fuck ain't this shit done?
Which is crazy because even if it is 50-50, I was watching this this podcast the other day. It was a clip of the podcast, and this girl goes, "Well, men ain't even really protecting. Men are calling the police now, so they ain't even really protectors." And this guy stops her, right? And he goes, he said the number one situation where you'll find a kidnapping is woman alone, woman with child.
Yep.
When a man is present, those kids aren't getting kidnapped. 9 times out of 10, unless
It's a
he ain't paying
natural
attention.
deterrent.
It's a natural deterrent. So for men, even in the 50-50 relationship, right, we're still the protector, we're still the provider. If a relationship goes wrong, I'm gonna ask you guys. I think you got one more question, but I want to ask you this real quick. So let's say that a man cheats. What does society ask?
Why?
There you go. Let's say that a woman cheats. What does society ask? What did he do?
Yeah, that's what
I said. What?
Yeah, what did he do? So it's always the man's responsibility to uphold every household. When Atlas shrugs, the world falls, right?
Yep.
That's kind of what happens with men. So by that alone, you should be blowing the trumpet. I don't give a damn if it is 50-50. By that alone, the fact that he's in the household and dudes ain't testing you because of that, because by the fact that he's in the household,
He's a protector.
and he's, let's say he's on your Instagram and dudes ain't DMing you as much because of that, because he's a deterrent,
Rapist,
and you don't
anything.
you don't gotta worry about the SA guys and the guys creeping around. But by that right there,
A
you should be
natural
respecting
deterrent.
him enough for him to go, you know what, I am the man of this household, even if it is 50-50. I don't give a
Even
damn
if-
how tired you are.
Yeah, because he
Those
will.
signs
At the
are
end
shown at the beginning.
and at the end of the day, if somebody broke into that fucking house and he did his responsibility, jumping out of the bed and going and running through the fucking room, running to the living room to fucking either shoot
John
the guy,
Wick some dudes.
like maybe it's a trade off. Maybe that guy's gonna kill him, but he's gonna kill him. Like that guy is willing to sacrifice his fucking life though, so you're alive. And every man has this
That's
fucking
hot.
instinct.
It's like the Titanic. Every man is Jack.
Every man fucking died on the fucking Titanic, okay?
Because
And
the
like a
women-
lot of, but like he's saying, even in the 50-50 households, we should fucking have the respect because we're the ones that are sacrificing our fucking life. If something happens, we're dead.
I
You're not.
100% agree.
I agree.
I think that men are like, they're naturally protectors, and the thing is, like, we should protect protectors.
Well, like y'all should protect the relationship. If we're protecting you, you protect the relationship. Like
That's what I'm
that's like,
saying. Like, yeah, like you
That's
will
good.
protect.
That's a bar. Where Donnie at?
Yeah.
Where that, give us the horns. You gave us the little
You
ding.
protect,
Don DeMarco.
you protect your man if he's worth protecting because he will in turn protect you.
yeah. And I would
Exactly.
say most men are willing to be these type of protectors.
If you're willing to
yeah.
be like the woman that he wants you to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me check out those last couple of super chats before I do the last question. Jose, thank you for the 5, bro. We didn't get your message. I don't know if it was. I don't see you type anything else, so I don't know what it would have been connected to if it was. $10 from Dr. Matt. No man has asked to meet their parents or marry them. I'm afraid they may have wasted their early 20s dating men that were not taking them seriously. I suggest they change their tactic.
I suggest.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but this is what happens to tons of women is they got to change up their tactics at a certain point
Yeah.
for you to not get stuck doing the same bullshit over and over again.
Yeah, and
For
it could not be that you're doing anything, but how you mentioned,
He's
some
not
guy-
ready.
He's not ready.
Yeah, he doesn't
so
want
I
it, yeah.
agree.
Guys don't mature until that's the reason. I brought up like that
Yeah.
cycle earlier. How like the woman will fall in love with the guy or her first love. Usually that guy's
Way too
18.
young.
Usually he's 18 to 22. So that's
Stupid.
why every time you're going to get your heart broken and you're going to go through that trauma cycle, and it's only because that guy wasn't ready because he was too young.
I've been there.
He wasn't even
before.
close to that.
That's it.
For the last question, I want to know. Did you learn anything from the show tonight? And if so, what is it? So I can start repeating it. I can make sure on multiple episodes I always bring up those stats so the women actually like learn stuff every time they come on these damn shows. Was there anything that like you feel like kind of stuck out tonight that was like a big deal?
We talked about so much. Let's see.
The one that like when you go to bed tonight, you're gonna be like, God damn, he was so right about that fucking thing. You're gonna be thinking about it in your dreams.
I don't know. Come back to me.
Yeah, come back to you. What do you
I
think?
don't know. I mean, I've been on the podcast once before, and
Yeah, you've already heard a lot of this.
like I've heard a lot of the messages.
You're such a
that
pick
we-
me, bro. This girl right here,
Oh.
she already fucking says all the right stuff, guys.
I'm
So
not
it's
a
hard
pick
to.
me. Okay, maybe I am.
I'm about to
'cause I
say
have
you
the
better
right
be.
You're
You
not
better
a
own
pick
I
that.
have the right man, so I really don't care. I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna be happy. So.
Yeah.
Being
see?
a good girlfriend. does
You
not
gonna
make
rub
you a
your
pick me.
man's
And
feet?
I'm
Did you learn that?
I'm a good girlfriend, so I really just don't.
Are you
Good
gonna
enough to rub
rub?
his
Are you
feet?
gonna rub his feet?
Yeah, 100%.
Dang.
Hell
They
no.
ain't gonna have it.
We
Oh,
went,
that's-
we went for pedicures the other day, and it was his first pedicure. So I feel like we're already on a good track here.
Wait. I got a question. I gotta ask this.
What's up? What's up?
Would you how enthusiastic are you about blowjobs?
100. Oh wait.
But you see how quickly she
I'm
answered
like
that?
100%.
Yeah, you ain't do that with the feet.
I am so okay. So earlier in the car, me and my man were listening to this. We were listening to this song. I forget the name of the song, but it was like this like subliminal message in the song, and it was like kind of like show me that you love me with that, show me that you love me. It was I don't remember what the song was, but like he told me he was like listen to the lyrics, and I was like,
So like, would
this is a
you?
good song.
So like, do you like go?
I am 100% enthusiastic when it comes to head for the right guy.
Is he the right guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said he was.
That was a very
Yeah,
enthusiastic.
she said she was enough. She said
I
that
just
she was enough.
I got you see how enthusiastic I got for that.
Right. She was like, woo.
Well, because I just truly believe something that like
I
when
think if you love a man, like you are going to go downtown like no other.
I'm pulling up on your lunch break.
No. If
Baby,
you have
you're gonna get the whole 9 yards, like the
the balls sucked everything, all of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
She said that celibacy
My
stopping.
My
for
man,
now.
I never had felt that before. He told me it was like I never seen that before, and I was like
He never seen what?
the balls.
The ball sucking.
Oh,
No,
the girl
it's
has never
a-
sucked his balls.
Well, like I would say that's brain change desire though. So like a lot of women though will like be with a guy though and they never suck them or like
Wait,
they
no,
never. It's like that's
you
not
are
brain
losing-
change desire.
you're
Then you don't
losing
worry
out.
about
You're
those guys.
losing out because you're giving.
He-
You're
what-
giving.
what's his
okay,
nationality?
You're giving. My man.
Yeah.
He's Colombian.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a really soft spot for Colombian men. I always have.
Oh, he makes that booger sugar, doesn't he?
I love Colombian men, 100%. And I told him this
Wait.
last night. But
What is it about them?
they are just the best. Like when it comes to Hispanic men, there's like levels. Like okay, there's like Puerto Rican men and there's Cuban men. Like they are like they're cute, but they're toxic. Mexican men are cute,
But they're short.
toxic, short. The short. Colombian men are like the perfect blend of like hardworking, sexy, and like good, valued men.
God damn, this
See
girl
that?
be fetishizing men like crazy.
Like crazy.
Holy
I'm not
shit.
fetishizing. I'm
Man,
just
she
talking
look like she
about.
reading a book, like she reading 50 Shades of Grey right now. You see her
Yeah.
like tweaking right now?
50
Yeah,
Shades of Latino.
So are you done with the buffet with this guy? Like, are you not going back to the buffet anymore, or
There's
what?
no buffet, and this is
I
the
know-
end all be all.
I know
This is
you
the
already
end all be all.
went through the buffet. I'm saying, are you going back through it again, or are you done now?
That was rude. That was a little suggestive.
I'm just saying. You
I'm
were
just
you were
saying-
describing Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm
Mexican.
Puerto Rican myself. I'm Puerto
sorry.
Rican
That should've been
myself.
that
I'm
funny.
half Puerto Rican. I'm half Mexican. I know what both races entail. I'm not just generalizing both races, but I'm just saying personally what I like. I like Colombian men. That's
If
just
you had
what
to
it
choose
is.
one of the Hispanics, that's your
It's
favorite of the
Colombian.
Hispanic. Yeah.
It's Colombian.
You like what you
Do,
like.
do you have an answer to that question now though? Did you learn anything that you thought I should repeat on other shows so I can help the women?
Oh yeah. Damn. Hold on. I forgot it. It was. What did you say at first? It was about. The pick-me's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned to be more of a pick-me.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
And you're a free
Can we-
spirit.
It's
so
not
you ain't
bad.
Can we get a
Yeah.
different word for pygmy?
Yeah.
No, you
I
can't.
wish-
Accountability.
I think our.
You don't get
honestly,
participation
I think we're
trophies.
just gonna have to agree to disagree.
Complimentary.
But
No,
I like
there
that. I
are
like
no-
the complimentary word.
We're going to treat you like the kids. No, you can't get nothing else. You about to eat this food right here.
You get this Capri Sun, and that's it.
yeah,
I don't-
I think because
That's
honestly,
cool,
I
like
think
that.
like one of my flaws, like I think I can be too what's the word? Like,
Masculine.
Masculine?
no,
Like,
I don't think I'm masculine at all. I think I'm very like strong in what I believe, but I'm very submissive. I love to be submissive, but I
Girl
think
saying.
it's an on and off switch for me just based off of my environment and how I was raised. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm masculine by far. I think
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
just-
think you are either.
Yeah, I
You're
think
a-
I'm just very opinionated and strong in what I believe. But I do think one of my flaws is sometimes I can probably lax that a little bit more. It's like I'm just, you know how a person can be too blunt sometimes? Like sometimes I can be too much of myself, which is fine, but sometimes
sad,
You got to
girl.
lose yourself.
You a Sag girl.
I know.
You gotta
It's so
lose
it,
yourself.
even my
You
You
family,
ain't even get to
my
get into
family-
that, man.
Even my family always
you
tells
just
me
remind.
you
I
need a
wanted to
certain
get into
type of
that.
man.
She's
I wanted
a
to get into- I was about to
Sag.
say she got
Yeah.
some crystals
She's
in the
a
car or something like that.
Sagittarius.
And no crystals in the car. I do have two by on the side of my bed.
Bam. Tell you, hey,
I bet one of
DM
them's
me.
Moldavite,
I'm
too.
telling you, I'm gonna
But I'm
let you
not
know.
deep into it and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm
So,
gonna let you know how to get to her. Right
yeah.
there.
Nah, so
But,
yeah,
yeah, so that's what I learned.
it's the
I could
pick me
be-
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
so, my bad.
I
do
could
wanna-
dive more into his world.
Yeah.
Even
So-
though I think I do, but I guess
So I
not.
do want to make a statement, right? That I was laughing about saying we're not going to change the words, but I'm dead honest. I'm dead serious about that, right? Most of y'all you'll agree with what we say. You just don't like how we say it.
It's
Right.
about the delivery.
Yeah.
it's always
And
the
here's
delivery.
here's my question for you. if you had cancer and I was a doctor, how would you want me to deliver that to you?
Blunt and right up front.
Exactly. So we
Don't
gotta
tell me that I'm gonna maybe live.
Exactly. We gotta
I'm
be
gonna
blunt about this shit. We
Kinda
gotta
live,
let you know,
but
dude.
you have to dance around the fact that I'm gonna like.
You got a 50-50 chance when
I
it's
got
100%.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, no.
What is it politically correct about it? Like,
Yeah.
you may or may not
Fuck
live.
political correctness. We gotta tell you what it is because you never heard it that way. It's like shocking the system. If I tell you, hey, well, what did we just say? The term. Pick me.
Yeah.
If I say pick me, you're like, ugh, I don't like it. But if you're a real one, you're gonna be like, even though I don't like the term, I don't like how they said it, I understand the information and it's right, so I'm gonna do the right thing.
Yeah,
You know
and if you're ever bothered by the delivery of anything that I say or a guy says on any of these type of shows or panels, you just always got to remember, women are one way, men are another way. We're very logical.
Naturally.
Y'all are very emotional. The way that we're always going to say things are very logical. That's just
Straight to the point. 1 + 1 is 2.
And men and like I like to say that I do this show because I think a lot of women need brothers, they need father figures, they need uncles. So when I talk to you, I'm not going to talk to you like a girl and be like, oh girl, I don't think you should do that. No, I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop fucking with that guy. He's a fucking loser. Because like I'm gonna talk to you like your brother or like your father or your uncle. Like I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat
That's respectable
anything.
for people that don't have like father figures.
I don't like
or...
sugarcoating, and I have 2 guy best friends. Actually, my best friends are 2 guys, and like I said, I go to them for guy advice. Give it to me straight up, and that's actually one of the qualities why my friends love me. They say I'm that person that. I'm like the most loyal. Everybody knows I'm like super loyal, and everybody knows I'm going to give it to them cold and straight up. And that's what I like for people. And that's why when I say you were an asshole, I liked it. Like I'm not easily offended. You can't really hurt my feelings. I've been through too much.
That's an amazing trait right there.
It's a
like
good
you're gonna be a winner in life just because you're willing to hear that.
Yeah, and it's a skill I had to learn. I'm in media.
Yeah.
I can't be in media.
You can't sit there and get triggered by every fucking thing somebody says to you. Yeah, you're never gonna fucking last.
Never gonna grow.
Yeah, no. I props to you, honestly. Like, thank you for so much for coming on because you're definitely you were a good sport. Like, we need people who are good sports all the time, guys. We have a bunch of shots around the table because of Casamigos for the Free Coast. Because we gotta celebrate Senior tomorrow. I am kind of Mexican. I don't speak Spanish, but I guess I'm Mexican today, guys.
Hey, guess what, man? Look, I want to let y'all know. Wow. We are in Texas, though. Let me tell y'all something, though.
We're going to karaoke after this.
It definitely is Cinco de Mayo, but Burner Boy is way better than Bad Bunny, so I don't give a fuck what y'all doing tonight.
Hey, fuck
Bad Bunny has
Afrobeats all the way, but we're going to let y'all have y'all time right now.
Bad Bunny's the best, bro.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
So my saying with Jose Cuervo is, Jose, make a hoe do what I say.
Okay, that's a good one.
So next time y'all got Jose, Jose, make a hoe do what I say.
It's Casamigos and then Jose make
Casamigos for the mijo.
But yeah, thank y'all guys all for coming, man. This was a fucking good ass show. I really appreciate everybody that came and showed out. Thank you, Goods, for coming on, bro. Guys, the mentorship in a couple weeks is about to get launched, and we're gonna have way more of our mentors on the show. It's about to get fucking. If you're a guy who's looking for self improvement, it's about to get stepped up to the next fucking level on that shit because we're starting to realize that we can't just help the women. We also got to fucking help the guys out here because. Let's be honest, y'all be lacking sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you want to get in her DMs, let me know.
Yeah.
He really
I'm
wanted
done. I'm messing with y'all.
Yeah, or she's already tagged on Instagram, guys. Just no dick pics. Just no.
Don't send my DMs.
Yeah.
You will get ignored.
Yeah, she'll
she's
ignore
already
you 'cause
taken.
she's taken.
She just don't know
Guys, she wasn't taken last time she was here, so give her time. Maybe she will be single in a few weeks. But yeah, thank y'all everybody for coming. Everybody go follow Goods on Instagram. Go check them out. If y'all need any mentoring, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff coming up soon. Thank you, Donnie, for helping out producing. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Y'all are beautiful, and y'all are one of the smartest girls that we've had when it comes to like just having a small discussion with a couple of girls.
Thanks.
So thank y'all so much, guys. We will see y'all though on what's today?
Pics.
Tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna do I might do it by myself, or I might have a couple guys on the panel with me tomorrow, guys, before I pick my daughter up around noon. So I will see y'all then. Yeah.
And next Friday is our 50th episode for the
Oh,
Dating Show.
yeah.
Hey, tune in next Friday.
Yeah.
So real quick. This this is why this is so important. There's a statistic that says that the average podcast only lasts 20 episodes.
No, I know
The average
that's
podcast only
statistic.
lasts 20 episodes. For Sergio to be at 50, he's putting in a lot of fucking
Well,
work. So
technically,
you
we're
gotta-
at like more than that. We're at like 80 something, but 50 for the
oh
dating
yeah, 50
show.
for the dating show. That's,
Yeah.
No,
that's a fact.
trust me,
That's a
like
fact.
that does not go
It's
like
so funny,
unnoticed.
Yay.
Like I have 100% noticed that this podcast is one in the making. It is 100% like factual, and there is just a lot of different opinions on here that I love.
Yeah.
I love to hear all the different opinions. That's what makes a podcast a podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna get really fun over the next 6 months, guys. Like everybody probably is thinking, oh, like it's not blowing up as fast. It's like, guys, we got a lot of shit planned for y'all. A lot. Like
It grows a lot faster than the ones in the area.
yeah, guys, like y'all have no idea what I'm bringing to the game soon. Like I have a lot of shit coming to this podcast, not only to the podcast, but to also the viewers. Like what I'm gonna do to like give more value to y'all. We're like, and this all started because of the beef I have with Fresh and Fit right now, guys, and because of it, guys, we're about to really start pumping out a lot of shit that y'all are gonna love. Or we're gonna have episode 6 days a week. So yeah, I will definitely be seeing y'all a lot more, guys. I appreciate everybody that came tonight. Thank y'all, ladies, again. Thank you, Goods. Thank you, Donnie. We will see y'all tomorrow, guys, or Monday. Peace out.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker.